Let me unmute my mic here. Sorry about that. I was trying to figure something out on OBS, but I think it's going to take a little bit longer than the time I had available to do so. So I apologize for that. How is everyone doing today? Hi, Evie Fan. Hi, Eric Royce Liskin. How is everyone doing? Hope you all doing well. And welcome. I'll stop talking like this. I was actually planning on recording a video instead today because I have a long video I need to work on about DSP, of course, but yeah, I decided I'll just do a stream instead. But I'm gonna continue on with my long ass playlist of stuff I need to catch up on. But yeah, so sorry. Hopefully everything is working here because I was trying to fiddle with something that's. Oh, I don't want to click a different scene. Sorry about that. All right, so let's just kind of hop into it a bit, if we will, here. Oh, is that why? Is like everyone up waiting for Spider-Man 2 to release? They're all anxious for the game to drop. I'm sure it'll be a good game. I haven't even been the first one yet. I mean, I own the first game remake, like the first Spider-Man remake on the PS5. I think I own. Then I own Miles Morales, but I've never played them really because I'm so behind on so many other games that I'm playing right now. So, but I'm sure it'll be a fun game. Alright, so this is where DSP fully starts to lose his goddamn mind. It's because you'll see, but the cope is insane.
Then, on Wednesday night, we performed a very interesting experiment, and I'm very happy that we did this.
Oh yeah, scientific Phil.
Dying to find out.
He knows everything.
Data, and I'm absolutely glad that people
about how
helped me out to track
works.
this data and figure this out. So, what am I talking about? Well, Wednesday night, if you remember, I played Street Fighter 6, and I played with Blanca. It was a Master Blanca stream. It was only my
he's
second
definitely
Master
not a
Blanca
fucking
stream.
ally. So
earlier in the week, on Monday night, I had
too.
tried it, and I had 24 wins and 32 losses for a 43% win-loss ratio. Ouch. That's no good. That's definitely in the realm of a losing
And that's
streak,
not
and
my fault at all.
I want to improve that record, right? So, I had observed something pretty interesting since that Monday night stream. It seemed like the vast majority of people who I were facing in Street Fighter 6 at the master level all said cross-platform. That means the vast majority of people at that high ranking in Street Fighter 6 are not playing it on PlayStation 5, which is a bizarre statistic because did you know that over 50% of the people who own Street Fighter 6 own it on PS5? It's data. It's like, I think it's like 58%. At least, you know, when that statistic was created, whenever that was. But, you know, we were talking around 60% of people who bought the game own it on one platform. Then why is it when I'm playing at the highest skill level, almost no one's on that platform? But at that point, it was just a guess. It was off of my, you know, just thinking from what I felt. And I said, when I play this on Wednesday night,
well, first of all, what you feel is not accurate anyway. It's just you trying to find any excuse you can to cope.
The data. So we did. Wednesday night, I played a grand total of 54 matches.
Does anyone?
Okay.
Oh my god.
54 total matches.
I might speed this up a little bit.
That equated to, I want to say, 27 sets Although it wasn't always a full set of 3, because sometimes it was 2-0. Sometimes it was a one and done where I beat them or they beat me and then they rage quit. So it was only one. So out of these 54 matches, arguably like 27 different people who I fought. Okay, we tracked the data. First of all, I won more than I lost, and I'm happy for that. I want to have a winning night. I won 30 wins and 24 losses, so 56% win-loss ratio. I mean, that's not bad. It's certainly not great, but I'd rather come up positive.
Didn't he
than
get like his
In fact, I'm
ass
playing at master
kicked
level, and I'm
when he was playing in ranked
obviously a great
master?
thing, correct?
He just can't hang in
So here's the
master
data.
rank
Ready
with
for this?
other
We
people.
counted live. Out of
So
those
he's going to
27
try to
people I
make some
fought,
excuse or another.
23 of them were cross-platform. Only 4 players out of 27 were on PS5. I would like you to think about that for a moment. Okay, let's do some math, shall we? You ready for this?
You can't do that in your head, Phil?
Because to me, I'm sorry, that just absolutely blows my mind when you think about that. All right? Out of 27 players, only 4 were on PS5. That is...
Okay.
14%?
You got to hear the ears
14%.
in his head turning.
Okay, maybe round up. 15%. How does it make sense that only 15% of the people I played were on PS5 when it's 60% of people who own the game are on PS5? That doesn't seem statistically jive. It's as if there's a correlation here. As if like people who are ranking high in the
I'm
game
sorry, I had a
are not
stroke
playing it
there
on
for a
PS5.
second.
That's interesting, isn't it? Now,
not really.
FYI.
You're pulling shit out of your ass. You're like looking for any excuse you possibly can.
Someone, as I was playing live, looked at every single time that it said cross-platform.
Someone,
tried to find
one of my
player.
cucks.
Now, this is all, reliant on, people who are watching or whatever, okay? But
all relying on hearsay and bullshit because it's not even
cross-platform
data.
on Xbox. That would honestly make sense, because if you actually do the math there, if you say 2 out of 27, that's only about 7%. Well, the statistic is, I believe it was like 13% of players who own this game are on Xbox. So if you could argue, all right, maybe 8% of the players I played versus the 13% who own it on Xbox, it kind of jives. That does kind of make sense. You know what I'm saying? But does it make any sense then that literally 21 out of 27 players were on PC? That is 78%. 78% of the people I play at master level are on PC. An overwhelming majority, right? Now I want you to think about this very clearly. Do you think that's coincidence? Do you think that...
Okay, so before he gets into this, right? The majority of fighting game players probably do play on PC because they're not console cucks like you. And it's a lot easier if these are professional fighting game players, like in that fighting game community or whatever, it's probably a lot easier to record gameplay from a PC than trying to capture a card, using a capture card to capture off of a PS5. Because it's a lot easier to just, like, play a fighting game on your PC to capture that, than it is to, like, go on the PS5 and do it. But old man Phil here can't seem to fucking figure that shit out, apparently. It's like...
by stupid luck that the most people who are at the master level of the game just happen to be...
It's almost like the majority of people play games on PC nowadays. The whole PC master race and everything like that. And maybe you're like part of the minority who still plays in console, Phil.
All on the same platform.
Ever think of that? No, there has to be a certain reason for that, though. No.
So here's what's going on.
Not that like PC gameplay is better or anything like that.
Over the course of Street Fighter V, all right?
No, it's because they're somehow
there were ways to get an upper edge playing this game online.
I don't know.
Now, normally it wouldn't matter, because in the era of Street Fighter 4, nobody cared about online play. It was mostly for just practice. But in the era of Street Fighter V, things changed. In the era of Street Fighter V, there started to be an entire series of online tournaments being held. All right, especially during the COVID era. You couldn't even go to a physical location to play the game because they didn't have them. You had to play online if you wanted to stay in the competitive community. So what ended up happening was people found ways around the limitations of playing online, notably getting these games on PC and finding all kinds of tweaks, hacks, and things to make them essentially give you an upper edge. Now, I am not saying that people are cheating the game. You know what I'm saying? Because some people are like, oh, that means
that's what you're fucking saying, Phil. That's exactly what you're saying.
They're doing like crazy macros.
What are you talking about?
There's a giant combo for them, or no, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's not what I'm saying.
By tweaking,
but that is what I'm saying.
This game on PC.
No one's tweak. How? Okay, yeah. How are you gonna tweak a game on PC? What are you gonna go into like the metadata of the game and find this like secret program and you activate that program and it will give you double health bar or something? What are you talking about?
Have found ways around some of the limitations of online play. They have dramatically reduced the amount of input delay from when they press a button.
Wrong.
And something happens in the game. They have found ways that they're going to get better connections.
Wrong. Well, if they're using like an Ethernet cable connection and they're fighting someone on Wi-Fi, maybe, but he's also using an Ethernet connection, so that's wrong too.
They've also found a way to limit delayed or
I didn't know there was like some custom.
Yeah,
exactly. Oh, your custom Street Fighter operating system or something.
Crossplay is that for some odd reason,
because we all know that would be Brave
my inputs or
browser
dropping them entirely.
What?
One of the basic bread and butter combos of Blanka is standing roundhouse, standing fierce punch, his coward crouch move, and another fierce punch. It's 3 hits. It's one of the easiest combos to perform in the entirety of the game. And multiple times playing at the master level, the game is claiming that either I'm not pressing the button or...
Phil, you're getting old. You're 40-something years old, Phil. Not to mention the fact that you're drinking like a motherfucker, you're disheveled, and you beat the shit out of your brand new $400 joystick that you just bought. So you factor all these things together, the chances are more likely that you are dropping inputs than the fact that somehow, your opponent is better than you, not because he's good, but because he's on PC? This makes no fucking sense. PC players install input patterns and hotkeys. No, they do not. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, I'm not that big. Hold on. Like, these people are fucking deluded. It's like, oh yeah, there's cheat codes for online fighting games. Like, no, there isn't. You can't. Oh my god.
Or my timing is off, despite the fact that I've played more with Blanka than any other character in the game.
I mean, if he wants easy mode, he could play modern controls. That is a thing, right? Like, he loves to pretend that he's some professional fighting game player, and he can still hang with the big boys, but it's quite obvious that playing with classic controls, he's fucking up the inputs. This is all on him. It's not on anyone else. He's screwing up the inputs for these combos. So why don't he just take the hit and fucking switch it to modern controls? Because that's the only way you can really quote-unquote cheat in this game, is playing on modern controls, right?
1,396 matches, and you're telling me I haven't mastered a 3-hit combo with Blanka yet?
Yes! That's because how bad you are, Phil. You're fucking drunk all the time. You get flustered so easily. You're old as hell. So yeah, and you mash buttons like a madman. So when you're mashing buttons, it's not going to precisely key up the right combo all the time, Phil.
I find it slightly hard to believe that it's me.
Well, sorry, hate to break it to you, but it fucking is, because it's not anyone else.
On this one,
no one else is cheating here.
If you're talking about the new character, Aki, who has tough execution,
Aki?
harder combos, things like that.
Like, so what is he really saying here, though? Like, is he trying to insinuate that the opponent has a kill button, and the secret PC button, right? It's hidden in every keyboard, but no one knows about it. And you hit this button, and it'll fuck up your opponent in a fighting game, and they can't pull off combos? Is that what he's saying? Like, even assuming, like, if we take that out of the fact, even assuming, like, suppose it's not him that is fucking it up somehow, right? I don't fucking, like... So, even if a PC player is somehow cheating, that has nothing to do with you dropping your own inputs, though. That's what I don't get. So, let's go on the wild alternate reality fact that, like, somehow PC players are getting some kind of advantage or cheating in some kind of way, right? That still would have nothing to do with you dropping your own inputs. They can't interfere with your controller and your connection. like that, Phil. That's not how that works. So what exactly are you trying to say? It the game is obviously showing you're dropping inputs. You're dropping inputs. You literally cannot blame you dropping inputs on anyone else but yourself. Or your shitty internet if you want to go that route and blame your shitty internet that he pays way too much fucking money for.
I will say it's me. That's me in my execution.
It is you.
Yet. I don't have the muscle memory yet. I'm getting older. Aki actually hurt my hand when I was playing with her. Seriously. After I was done playing with that character, my hand was like throbbing. All right? And I'm like,
I'm sure your hand has plenty of exercise, Phil.
I can't take it. But you're going to tell me a basic 3-hit combo I can't do with Blanca. Consistently, too, because it wasn't like, oh, dropped it once. It was like multiple times.
And keep in mind, he after this insane fucking rant that he did disable crossplay, and he was still getting his ass kicked anyway. So that is obviously not the case. He just can't swing in Masters rank at all.
Always against
and
we see it.
We're seeing
always
that. He's
against
getting
a crossplay
too
player.
Stressed. He's getting too
yeah. What I'm seeing
nervous,
here, sadly,
and he's dropping input
with Street Fighter 6.
And he's old as fuck.
There is sadly a situation where pro players have figured out the best way to play this game is to have PC likely doing something to tweak it. Now I know for a fact that there are players in the FGC who have actually custom tweaked their PCs to play this game. I know that sounds ridiculous. That sounds like a real try-hard mentality, doesn't it?
Because it is ridiculous? I mean, like...
oh my god, people actually have a fucking gaming PC, and they sat there, and they actually tweaked the shit out of it? Yes.
Wait, what? You mean they, like, made a gaming PC, and they tweaked it so the graphics look better, and the frame rate looks good, and they got one of those super fancy monitors that has, like, less fucking, like, oh god, I don't even know what it's called, but you know what I mean, right? It's like the not input delay, but the frame refresh is a lot faster on it, on the newer, like, the fancy monitor. Because I just got, like, a standard kind of outdated monitor, because I don't play a whole lot of, like, I don't play competitive games, so I don't have to worry about that. But the frame rate refresh rate on, like, gaming monitors is a lot higher than on TVs, I think. So that could possibly be the only thing that he might be sort of kind of right about, but it's not going to make that big of a fucking difference. It really is not. Yeah, it's the refresh rate, but it's not going to make a game-changing fucking difference, I don't think. And that doesn't that doesn't even have anything to do with you dropping your own inputs either, though. No one can interfere with you dropping your own inputs. Like, I don't see what the fuck he's talking about in terms of tweaking their PCs. Like, unless he's just talking about people making their PCs able to play the newest and best games at the highest settings available, but that's just gaming PCs in general. This all sounds to me, and I think other people have said it, that this is a startup to him renewing his begging for a brand new PC. That's what it's sounding like to me. So this is going to be the start of slowly building up the ideal in his dense brains that in order for him to compete in this game, he's going to need a brand new $4,000 PC, guys. $4,000 PC, and it'll still be a fucking lemon. He'll buy the best, biggest, newest computer, and he'll still fuck it up somehow. Or it'll be built wrong. He's like, all you need is the best CPU. All the other stuff is like a best CPU and best graphics card. That's all you really need. Or like, and the pieces won't fit good or something like that. Or he probably won't even like forget to upgrade the graphics card or anything like that. Oh my god.
I know of one. I don't know of more. There's one that's called FGOS or FGCOS. It's a fighting game operating system tweak where you tweak your OS on your PC to give you less input delay when you're playing Street Fighter Online. It exists.
Okay. Do you have fucking proof of this, Phil? Show fucking evidence right now. In this court of law, I want you to provide evidence. Pull up some website showing this thing is real.
Did you not? During my day off, someone fucking sent me a link to it. They were like, so this is what it is, and you're not supposed to have it, but people pirated the shit out of it, and it's all over the internet, and all the pro players use this. And I was like, well, I'm not going to, obviously, I'm not going to put it on my PC. My PC is on Windows 8, outdated as shit, you know, but
see, there's the bug right there.
I was like, so this is what they're all using. Yep, pretty much. That's what they're all doing. And there's other things, too, apparently for them to understand. Like, so this opted out of it, and it's all over the internet. A link to operating system tweak, where you, and they actually tweaked the shit out of it. Yes. There's the entire, I know of one. I don't know of more. There's one that's called FGOS. Or
all right, let me look this up really quick. I don't know if this is still going to be able to show. Yeah, it's showing. Okay. Let's go to Google, guys. I don't think this is gonna. Oh, is this it? Elevate your fighting game experience with FGCOS, guys. Oh my god. Let's see what this actually does. Dominate your opponents. Take advantage of frame advantage. Faster input response. Dramatically reduces input lag. Ensuring your moves are executed. Game-specific tweaks. We've compiled the optimum tweaks for your favorite fighting game. Stay focused on your match without worrying about performance drops. Revitalize old hardware. Breathe new life. So this is just like, it's not even really cheating. This is just like small things that you can do on a PC that you can't do on a console, right? Because obviously, like, tournament mode offers that optimizes settings for competitive play, ensuring fair and balanced matches. Like, this isn't cheating. This is just like this. I mean, even let me see the documentation here. What is this? Overview. Yeah, it's literally just like making sure you have the game on a SSD instead of a normal hard drive, and general things that you could normally do on a PC that you can't do on a console. That's really all it is. And this is not anything new. This is probably shit that you can like that people have probably been doing since Street Fighter 4, I would imagine. He's exaggerating so much. Yeah. Yeah, it's just open. Okay, yeah. Like Iroquois Pliskin says, he exaggerates so much, it's just an open source streak. And yeah. Yeah, this is not gonna make that big of a fucking difference. It's just like small little things that you can do to your console performance to increase, reduce the input lag as much as possible, as much as you possibly can. Provide smoother gameplay without like dropping any extra frames, kind of thing. It's just stupid little shit that anyone can do on a PC that you can't do on PS5, because on PS5 it's not an actual PC, right? So it's like, yeah, you can like maybe set up some of the like, focus more on frame rates than graphics, but that's about all you can really do on a PS5, right? So it sounds like he's just greatly over exaggerating, and he thinks that like these small things that you can do to like improve the frame rate and reduce lag slightly is like so significant it could like change the course of matches, which is impossible. Like, you still got to be a good fucking player. It's more about the player's reaction time, not so much, oh, my frame rate is slightly better, so for that 2.22 milliseconds of fucking it's gonna slightly improve. Like, he's insane.
FGCOS. It's a fighting game operating system tweak where you tweak your OS on your PC to give you less input delay when you're playing Street Fighter Online. It exists. I shit you not. During my day off, someone fucking sent me a...
And it's not gonna make that big of a fucking difference in a single match, Phil. You do realize that's not gonna like drastically, like, Phil was walking through pudding trying to get to the opponent, and they're over here like, no, that's not like a cheat to affect the other person, right? At best, it might improve their frame rate and reduce lag a little bit. But he's greatly over
They
exaggerating.
were like, so this is what it is, and you're not supposed to have it, but people pirated the shit out of it, and it's all over the internet, and all the pro players use this. And I was like, well, obviously I'm not gonna put it on my
What do you mean you're not supposed to have it? It was like the first link that popped up on Google.
Like, so this is what they're all using. Yep, pretty much. That's what they're all doing. And there's other things too. Apparently, for them to understand, there's different devices that they're using.
I hate to break it to Phil, but like, PC gamers do that for like every game, not just Street Fighter. Like my PC is not really so much for for playing games. Like I actually like using consoles to play games on and everything. So I do more like video editing. I like to stream. I like to create videos. I like to browse online and listen to music and do art and all that shit, right? So, but like, if you have like an actual dedicated gaming PC, right? Everything is like set up, like people tweak the shit out of their PC. They overclock things all the time. They make things like run games at the best, highest definition possible. You know, it's like they always want their games to be like the most amount of frames per second, the least amount of input delay. Even if they're playing like Call of Duty or whatever, that's like the benefit of owning playing a game on PC is you can modify the game, and you can you can do bug fixes yourself. You can like have all these crazy ass mods. Like I'm kind of upset because I bought Cyberpunk on PS5 or PS4, PS5, but now I'm seeing that they kind of have some cool ass mods, but they're only PC only mods. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to buy the game again. But at the same time, I kind of wish I had bought it on PC because some of those mods are pretty fucking cool. But I'm like, I'm not going to buy the game again. But see, like, there are benefits to having a game on PC as opposed to on fucking console. And this is not anything fucking new. And he's acting like this is some massive fucking revelation. And it's like, it's not like they're actually cheating and can actually like push one button and do like crazy ass combos with just one button push or something. Because like that's really what modern controls are in the game anyway. So you might as well just fucking play a modern if that's the case. It's not like they can push a button to fuck with Phil's internet and drop his internet to 0 almost and go to Leg City. That's not the case here.
With their controllers and things that actually reduce input lag. So they're doing every possible thing to give themselves
an
advantage.
They don't do that,
the
actually. They don't reduce other people's input lag.
Is it an unfair advantage? Those are really the two questions.
Increase other people's input lag.
Is there an advantage? Because this has happened in the last console gen as well. With Street Fighter V, the same exact thing was present.
There isn't an advantage by doing this, Phil.
So
not a significant one. I don't know.
That's what I can't answer. Because I'm not part of the FGC.
And if you were actually good at fighting games like you claimed to be, you would be able to overcome that anyway.
They probably wouldn't tell you. They don't want you to know. Because if they told you, oh my god, the spot is exposed. Gee, I wonder why every pro Street Fighter 6 player is playing only on PC, and they all seem to be in Master.
It's almost like it's easier to play the game on a PC because you can also record your shit on the PC a lot easier. And why would they play on a console when they can play on PC when they probably have these gaming PCs already owned and set up to play games?
They don't drop their combos and they don't have input delay. Gee, I wonder if everyone publicly knew about that, what would happen? You know what I'm saying?
Nothing would happen? Like, this isn't some major revelation. What are you talking about?
And by the way, I hate to say this. It used to always be like this in the FGC.
I hate to say this. Oh, no.
An elitist attitude. There was always a good old boys club of those who were pro players who got all the advantages. You would go to the tournament,
says the scoring little kid who got kicked out of a secret group.
They get treated nicely. It's the same in mentality.
Even though it wasn't a secret group, but he's acting like it's some big secret group.
They know exactly what they're doing, and they're going to do whatever they can to get ahead. It sucks. It sucks. Because for a common player, imagine you're just someone who doesn't know about any of this.
I'm sorry. Do I sound weird? I got to, like, it sounds weird in my head.
You finally get to play a pro player. It's like, isn't it funny that they're literally reacting to every single thing
I do apologize if I'm coming off sounding a little different. I try to react to what they're doing, and it feels like I'm playing underwater in a tub of molasses covered by silly putty with chains and all kinds of weights hanging off of my body. And that's because of your internet. That's not anyone else's fault but your own internet, Phil. So I would talk to your internet. What does he have? Comcast, I think?
And gravity is 100 times as strong as usual. Why is my reaction that slow, but they get to play like it's fast?
Because your internet sucks, Phil. That's not their fault that your internet is shit, Phil. That's like, I have Spectrum. I acknowledge that my internet sucks ass, right? Like, I know my internet's not the best internet, because unfortunately for me, I can't get fiber optic internet where I live. Maybe someday, but not yet. So I acknowledge my internet sucks. And your internet clearly sucks. That's not on anyone else. That's not anyone else's
playing
fucking
on a
thought.
PC with all these tweaks. What can you do? Now again, here's the thing. I can't tell you with any kind of real evidence what exactly the methods are or how much of an advantage it is. All I can tell you is when you go to play Master and 78% of the people you're playing are on PC, there's a pattern there for a reason. Do you think that by chance everyone just decided to buy a Street Fighter 6 on PC and just...
Does he not, like... He just doesn't understand the demographic of how many people are actually playing games on PC, does he? Like, he's slowly starting to get the idea that, like, hey, a lot of fucking people play games on PC.
happen to look into Master when that's all the people at the top echelons? Of fucking course not. I knew that there was something going on when I was watching videos of top level players playing Street Fighter 6, and I would absorb tech in these videos before I would play Street Fighter. In fact, I did it last night. I watched some Blanca videos of a top level Blanca, and I'm going to try to employ that gameplay tonight when I play. Every single person I've watched is playing on PC, without exception. There is not one singular top player that I've watched play with Blanca, Honda, Luke, Lily. I'm not kidding. They're all on PC. No one is playing this game on console and is a pro player. No one. And the funny part that people will say, oh, well, that's because they're streamers, so they have a streaming PC. Just think about what you just said.
Yes, you're right, actually. Most of them do fucking stream. And it's a lot easier to stream a PC game than it is a console game.
Do you really think that they want to stream on the same PC that they're playing the game on?
Most people can do that, Phil. Oh my god. Phil, most people fucking do that. They don't have Windows 8. Their PCs are out of fucking date. When was the last time you looked at a fucking new PC, Phil? Holy shit.
Guess what that does? It slows it down.
Not for newer PCs. People... I don't even know why you should bother explaining this to you guys. Like, everyone knows this. Except for this motherfucker here. Holy shit.
A lot of these people have dedicated PCs just to run the game. And then a separate setup to stream.
No. Yeah. No one does. Except maybe you. Like, if you did play in PC, you would have to do that because your fucking PC sucks. But no, Phil. People's PCs are so good nowadays because of how, like, good the technology is. You can stream and play it at the best quality. Who the fuck has like a 2 or 3 PC setup to play one game and stream it? What the fuck? Oh my god.
Yes, they're running dual PC setups so that they don't have any issues.
I mean, my PC is kind of out. Like, I need to upgrade some of the things on my PC. Like, I kind of want to upgrade my CPU and my graphics card a little bit. But I'm streaming. Oh, I'm not playing any game, but I'm streaming. And just by me streaming, it's about 22-23% CPU usage. Which isn't too bad, but it can be lower. Like, but I don't know. Like, I shudder to think what CPU usage his must be if he's trying to fucking stream a game on PC.
Screw around with it. All right.
I mean, I never bothered having multiple operating systems. I mean, I just loser who uses Windows, I guess. I mean,
it's pretty ridiculous.
I know.
The thing is, again, how bad of a situation is it? Well, here's the truth. For me, it's actually not that bad. Why?
What do they actually call it? I'm blinking in the word. Ubuntu, or that's old. Yeah, Linux, that's it. I know Linux can be pretty good, but I'm not tech savvy enough to really understand.
Competitive level. I already told you guys. I'm not.
You can't really see his teeth in this video, though.
Online or offline.
The graphic is
was to prove
definition isn't all that high for it.
At a semi.
But yeah, I have noticed his teeth before.
You know, by getting multiple characters, including one of the worst with Lily, to master level,
what's up, Doc?
and being able to play and win the amount that I have and try to get back in line with the game, that was pretty awesome, quite frankly. And I'm still enjoying it, and I don't want to stop that. In fact, now that I'm playing at master level, I think
some players have 30 PCs. What the fuck?
Right? So I'm going to keep that going. But at the same time, I told you guys, I didn't have any aspirations to do any better than just being a decent at the online play and being able to show you guys some great gameplay.
Well,
which I
then
feel
stop
I've done. In the last 4
bitching
months,
so
I think I've
much.
shown you guys
Like,
some
oh,
really
these
good
guys have an
lolcow content and
advantage,
gameplay,
so
and I'm
get a
happy to
gaming
have brought that to
PC or
you
shut the
because
fuck up. How
normally
about
I'm just a
that?
scrub at these games, and I just fuck around and I bring fundamentals of Street Fighter to the table that gets me a few wins, and then I just drop the game. In this case, that hasn't happened.
Or stop
okay?
bragging so much then.
So, that's pretty nuts, right? That's pretty nuts.
That's such bullshit too. What was
that?
that?
Brought that to you because normally I'm just a scrub at these games, and I just fuck around.
You
and
are
I
a fucking scrub at this game. Thank you for admitting that.
That gets me a few wins, and then I just drop the game. In this case, that hasn't happened. Okay. So, that's pretty nuts, right? That's pretty nuts. What's going on? So to me, it's not a huge deal. What I feel this is a huge deal about is, number one, if you do have an online tournament, I do feel that that's ridiculously unfair. That just because someone bought the version on PC and somehow tweaked their hardware in some way, or maybe software, or both, because I don't actually know what it is, whatever it was they did, now they don't drop inputs, they get everything instantly, you're playing underwater, but this is supposed to be a competition. Again, this is the equivalent, all right?
No one can change... No one can change your internet, Phil. No one can, like, affect your internet that way.
Going to an arcade, and you both are playing on the same arcade cabinet. The left-hand side works absolutely flawlessly, and the right-hand side has all kinds of issues. The buttons don't work half the time. The joystick won't block down back properly.
That's not an accurate metaphor here, Phil.
But you're supposed to play in a competitive level. Who cares? Just play. Stop complaining. What? No. That's not fair. That's not competitive. That's completely ridiculous and one-sided, and it shouldn't be considered a real competition.
Well, that's not what's going on, so we don't have to worry about that, do we?
All right.
Maybe people with shitty internet connections should improve their internet or stop bitching.
How is that fair? I don't think that is fair. But that's my take. And, you know, the people in the FGC will likely have different takes. Like I said, good luck getting a pro FGC player to talk publicly about this, because they likely never would. Because
talk about what, Phil? Oh my God, there's nothing to talk about, Phil. It
benefits them to have these kind of advantages. So why on earth would they blow up the spot of the FGC to reveal this kind of stuff, correct?
There's nothing to reveal. There's nothing to talk about. Like, he's acting like this is some kind of big reveal that, like, yes, you can slightly tweak and improve your, like, frame rate and... I keep screwing it up. It's frame rate and input delay on PC, but it's not like changing fucking matches. They can't affect your internet connection and how shitty your internet connection is unless they, like, go all out and DDoS you somehow. And they're not going to bother doing that because you suck on your own. They don't need to... You suck so bad, they don't need to do anything to give you a disadvantage because you suck. So, like, they could just beat you evenly. If you took DSP and you took one of these people he's fighting against that he claims has an advantage and you put them on the same exact fighting game board cabinet and both sides of the board act the same way, he would still get his ass kicked. Because he's not a professional fighting game player, he's not as good as these people, and he can't hang with the master rank people. He just can't. So he's finding any excuse he possibly fucking can.
That's my observations at this point. Now, I'm going to continue to do this. As I continue to play Street Fighter 6, I would like to keep tracking this. How many people I play are cross-platform, and i.e., how many are really playing on PC versus not. Now, it's funny because people who are completely ridiculous say, just turn off crossplay. Do you not understand how these games work? Allow me to explain, okay?
He did it anyway.
Allows you to have a thriving, healthy player pool. The reason that I've played Street Fighter 6 at launch, and every time that we've played this game online, I have constantly found matches, is crossplay. No matter what, I can find competition. Right now, again, the statistics are as follows.
Yeah, because he shut crossplay off,
of people who own the game own it
and
on
then
PS5.
He was like not getting that many matches.
20-some own it on PC.
And he had to turn it back on,
I think. Percentages own it on Xbox, and like 4% bought it on PS4, okay? If you turn off crossplay, you are limiting your player base. You're cutting off at least 40% of the player base who are playing the game. Now, I want you to think statistically about the other night when I played.
But if you're cutting off all these other people, and all these other people that you're cutting off are supposedly cheaters, and somehow hacking the game hacksaws, wouldn't that be a good thing? So you can, like, actually go up against, like, real people who aren't hacking the game, supposedly, or something? Like,
out of the
what?
27 people I played, 23 of them were cross-platform. So what you're telling my PlayStation to do is to cut out 80% of the player base of this game and only give me matchups.
If you're gonna bitch this much about a game, you might as well just fucking quit. You know,
we already know that
it doesn't even seem like he's enjoying the game.
Have Hitmaster just from our evidence the other night. Here's what will happen. All right.
Well, he's used to talking to dumb people. I mean, his whole chat is deadheads and regards, so that's why he talks like that. To like talk down to them because they're kind of idiots and they wouldn't understand it.
At people near you and their connections. So every time that I play this game online, I'm likely playing people from Washington State, California, West Coast of Canada, Oregon, and this area of the country. All the way up and down the West Coast is likely who I'm playing. Then if you can't find anyone there, it expands a little bit eastward and westward. It's probably rare that they would match me up with someone from the East Coast of the United States.
Yeah,
or
someone says you complain about lag every fucking game anyway.
The game has cross-region play.
He does.
Well, then I should be able to play against people all over the world. It's very unlikely you would ever have that happen. That's just how it works. It's trying to give you the optimized best connection. I would almost argue
who cares?
That's simply because of the fact that we know now that most of the pro players seem to be playing on PC to get that advantage. I would almost
that's
always
not why they're playing
against someone at the master level if I just say only PS5. If you guys really want me to waste time, I'll do it. I don't care. It doesn't affect me. We'll play 2-3 laggy matches. You'll see
it doesn't
how
affect
bad
me. I know I'm going to lose no matter what.
The other thing you have to understand is if I shut off crossplay, I'm never going to play a pro player. You will never see me play against any of the notable players in the FGC.
You would get your ass kicked even if you did. Even if you played a professional player. Phil, you said it before. You're not a professional player. You're not trying to be a professional player.
See?
Why does that matter?
None of them are using PS5. So I'll only be playing more casualized players like myself.
And you don't know that. You don't fucking know if professional fighting game players are using PS5 or Xbox or fucking not. Shut the fuck up.
Which I think is kind of what people want. Don't you eventually want to see me face the better players in this game? And I think if I grind away at this game and I get better, even though, yes, I'm always going to seem to have an unfair advantage against all these crossplay players. Excuse me. They're going to have an unfair advantage against me, I would say. I think eventually I'll start to play at a better level and I'll start to grind it out. Okay, I do. I think that I'll just get better at the game in general. And because of that, I'll start to scale up the ranks of the master level points. Right now, I've already lost a ton of points, and I got to try to earn them all back. You know, it's kind of a hard start, because you start right off the bat with people who've been playing master nonstop, and they're all on PC, and they're kicking your ass, right? So all I can do is try, but here's the thing. Like, I remember, out of the 4 matches that I played on PS5, one of them was against a JP with almost 100 millisecond connection. It was literally impossible to stop. You couldn't stop his spamming projectile pattern because of the lag. You couldn't react to it. I believe I beat the other 3 players. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm almost positive I beat the other 3 PS5 players. But I remember the connections weren't great. I think they were all like 90 to 100 milliseconds, right? So, oh, excuse me.
No.
So, it's up to you guys what you want. If you really want me to try another experiment tonight, I'll try it. But right now, what I'm seeing is, this is the situation of the FGC. And again, this is nothing new for me. This is how it used to be back in the day. Everyone looking for an advantage over everyone else, however it may be, a good old boys club who all just keep everything kind of on the down low of how they're
this
playing
just
so
sounds
well,
like a loser who's using any excuse he could possibly think of.
It has never been any different.
To justify his win.
20 years later, everything's online.
Oh, I didn't lose because I suck. I lost because I'm not good, and they have all these advantages.
Literally, I was the one against all of that.
It's typical, like, loser talk.
I told everyone up front, everyone's equal. I don't care if you're the biggest, most notable pro player everyone is coming to see play, or if you're just Joe Nobody and this is your first tournament. You're all equal. You're all here on time. You all enter the same way. You pay the same entry.
Unfortunately, Phil, that's not really how the world works, though. The world is always going to have favorites and non-favorites, or however you want to say it. That's not how reality works.
Fee, you get treated the same in the bracket. You're there for your matches. I don't want
to. You're gonna have the haves, the have-nots.
A lot of people didn't like me for that because some pro players got disqualified because they were late, and they were like, "Well, I don't understand. This is the only tournament I've ever gone to that I'm not being treated differently. Why don't I get? I mean, you understand that I'm a pro player, and because I'm at your tournament, I brought in heads to your tournament. People came to see me play. I was like, and it's too bad they're not going to see you play because you fucking showed up late. Everyone else was here on time. Too bad. So sad. Bye bye. You're not in the tournament." So, that's how I was back in the day. You know, that's me. No nonsense, Phil. Some people respect that. Some people don't. I guess if you're at the top and you want to be treated like
I'll never respect you,
you don't
Phil.
like me, right?
Never.
But it is what it is. Again, I was always the community whistleblower. I was always the one who was to talk about
this
stuff.
Bullshit.
Everyone else wanted to be quiet. Oh, Phil.
You never wanted to whistleblow the fact that... Oh, fuck, I don't remember his name. That one guy was supposedly abusing minors. You never brought that up until it came into the news. Why didn't you bring that up
about this stuff
before?
publicly, because then people will know about it and be upset about it. You don't want them to know about our formula that works, and this is how the community keeps staying. How we keep staying in this good old boys club on top. It's like, okay, whatever you say. Whatever you say, you want to keep having unfair advantage. I'm not for that, right? So anyway, yeah. So that's what's going on in Street Fighter 6. All right.
I got the drip going. I got the drip going. I got the drip going. I got the drip going.
It took me over like almost an hour to do one fucking video.
It's like a faucet that's dripping.
Jesus Christ,
so what do you want me
Phil.
to do? Have a mute button that every second I'm tapping the mute button just in case I'm gonna have to clear. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know these people, so I'm not gonna pretend to know if these stories are true or not. Probably not.
Well, let me
Especially we can't ever believe anything Phil actually says anyway, so.
Snort, 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 Kogan. Drip, snort, snort. I got the drip going.
Am I planning to do an interview with Mutahar? When you say Mutahar, isn't that guy? Some Ordinary Gamers, I think is his name on YouTube. So if you want, would you like to hear the story? Because basically this happened. I guess there was a little bit of interaction.
Anytime he says, "Would you like to hear the story?" It's 100% made up.
With me on and him on Twitter a couple months ago, and literally no one has asked me about this since then.
Would you like to hear this bullshit?
He's done many stories about me over the years. How he hates me. How he thinks that I'm a bad person, a bad gamer.
I don't think he's actually ever said that though.
I make YouTubers look bad. I have no idea how he ever came to that.
I mean, you do,
but apparently you don't like it, okay? So, a few months ago, for whatever reason, I can't even remember what it was. Like someone had said that they wanted to interview me again. Now, I had an interview earlier this year. You know how it went. I told you guys I'm not interested in any further interviews. I don't give two shits about what anyone has to say. I just want to make my content.
Yeah, he suffered enough from the other interview as it was.
Is how it affected you guys.
He's so shell-shocked from that interview. He's never going back. He's never having another interview.
Have fun with me on stream. You hated that it went that way. Please don't do this nonsense anymore. So I've done my best this year to stay out of drama. Correct?
Yes, that's what you're saying, Phil.
Basically, I guess there was discussion on like Twitter, and again, I don't know because I have all these people blocked or whatever. I'm not paying attention. That people wanted to interview me.
So how do you know then if they have him all blocked?
And he had said that he was going to pay me $5,000 for an interview. All right, but I had him blocked on Twitter. He's like, if people could get him to unblock me, I'd like to talk to him. All right, so I unblocked him.
Was this another Keemstar thing?
All he basically said was, I want to do an interview with you. I'll pay you $5,000 for it, and I want to cover common questions and things that people have on the internet.
People don't offer him any money like this. It's not worth it. Your interview's never going to be worth it.
Essentially be about you and your streaming, your business, and how you operate your business, and all kinds of shit like that.
And you know he's not going to go for anyway.
It was a very nice message. He was very respectful. And within that day, I responded right back to him. I said, first of all, and this is, I'm just paraphrasing.
That is true. He is.
First of all, I'm not accepting.
And I still don't get why he still is.
I'm not important enough of a person to accept payment for an interview. So the answer is no. I would not accept your offer of $5,000. I said, if you want to pay something, you can donate.
He wouldn't even accept $50,000 for basically doing fucking nothing. You think he's gonna take $5,000, 5 bands for an interview where he actually has to do work? He wouldn't take 50,000 bands for not doing anything.
If we did an interview, go donate $5,000 to a charity, or we could talk about a charity to donate it to, because I don't want to be a part of it.
That was a pretty good part where Gundam shows up. He's like, I think I know who he is. You fucking know who Gundam is. Shut up.
Right? And what I responded was, it's this simple.
Hey, Philly boy, I can't do it. I can't do the voice, but it's so good.
Like the whole point of me doing that interview with Side Scrollers in March was very simple, so that all of the answers are in one spot. If you want to see my side or my take or my answers on some of those,
I mean, like, I disagree with some things Gundam says, but it's still entertaining to watch.
But if that's what you want, the answers are there. They already asked all the questions. I answered to the best of my ability, and those answers are never going to change because they're truthful, right? So why, if you ask me an interview and you ask me the same fucking questions that those guys asked me, you're going to get exactly
that was
the
it.
same
Philly cheesesteak.
You have nothing different, right? So I said, so no, if the interview is going to be
you
about
should have been a politician,
then
Phil.
the answer is no, I'm not interested. However, if you want to do interviews about anything else, you want to talk about games, you want to talk about, hey, my work ethic. Hey, you know what? If people had issue with the amount that they think I e-bag, fine, we could talk about that. I'm down for that. But the thing is,
are you?
Are you?
I don't know.
That people keep bringing up over and over. The fucking mobile game shit and the fucking bankruptcy shit. The shit that's no one's business, by the way. It never should have been anyone's business. It's stuff that people...
It wouldn't have been anyone's business, but you kept bringing it up, Phil. You cut... And the... Nice pause. Screenshot there. Like, he constantly brings up, like, it's two parts, right? He's constantly divulging too much information that we don't need to know about. And then on top of that, a big part of it is he's constantly begging for money and crying broke. And that incentivizes us to further look into his expenses on why he's broke all the time. And then we find all this information about WWE fucking champions. I'm like, well, yeah, so that's why he's broke all the time, is because all this information points to that account being DSP's. And there's so much evidence that that account is his. Those bank leaks are his. There's literally, I don't think there's a single way he could disprove that those accounts are his at this point. He had one chance on the interview to disprove it by pulling his phone out randomly like that. And now, since that he missed that chance, he's never going to be able to convince people that's not his account now.
Forced to the forefront as a reason not to like me, despite the fact it has nothing to do with what I do on my streams at all. Nothing, right? How many times have we talked about that stuff in the last many months that I've told you guys I'm done with drama? Zero. How much fun have we had on stream because we're not talking about it? Tons, right? So that's why the fuck would I ever have to bring that shit up ever again? It doesn't affect any of the content we make together. So, what, again, it's like to entertain these morons out there who just want to keep doing ridiculous stuff, right? The interview in March served the purpose.
Yeah, he showed us his own goddamn phone with WWE champions on it. And he's like, no, you guys, I don't know what you guys are fucking talking about. You just saw this like one thing really quick and you think that it's somehow the game. And I'm like, no, it fucking lines up perfectly.
And it's good for that. You'll want to see my answers to...
See, my theory about the whole Derek thing is I suspect that him and Derek are a lot alike in that aspect. I mean, if you look at Leanna and how old she was when Phil was courting her, I think him and Derek have very similar interests in terms of that. So I think that's part of the reason why he tries to protect him as much as possible.
To bullshit, watch the interview. You don't have to believe my answers, but you know what my answers are. There's no point in me ever doing a second interview about the same topics. My answers will never change because it's truthful answers from me.
And you did such a shitty job defending your own position that no one, literally no one, fucking believed your answers, Phil. You were on that podcast, and the way you acted, the way you made excuse after excuse, it's just not even just to detractors, but it was like, hold on, sorry. Sorry about that. All right, so even to normal, everyday people who don't know anything about you, you came off as a lying piece of shit. People who don't know anything about you knew you were fucking lying, Phil. That's how unbelievable you are. The only people that fucking believe you are your dent-head morons.
Okay? So, what I did bring up, I said, I think if you want to have a good interview, sure, let's bring up the stuff that you don't like about me, like the e-betting or whatever, but let's talk about that Side Scrollers interview. Let's talk about how those guys all became fucking snakes after the fact, and literally for the last many months have profited
which they didn't. They told you to your face they didn't believe you. And then in the post-interview after the fact, they were saying they didn't believe you. So they kept their opinion the same because they literally told you to your own fat fucking face they didn't believe you. And you said, oh, that's fine, you don't have to believe me. And then he gets pissed off the next day because they didn't believe him. Make that make sense to me?
Directly off of slandering me and everything about me. Because I think that would be something people
They
would like
weren't
to hear
slandering you.
It's pretty obvious that's exactly what they've done. And
oh my
their
God.
behavior, not only with me, but others since then. I think that would be a great interview exposing how bad they are as people, as content creators, right? I'm willing to talk about that.
And, like, you all know me. I don't really like the side-scroller people that much. I thought they did a good job with his interview. But since then, I don't really like the company they keep. I don't really like them as people. Or as entertainers, I guess. I mean, kind of thing. So it's like, it's not like I'm defending them because I'm a fan of theirs. I'm not a fan of theirs. But they were honest from the beginning that they didn't fucking believe
or
him.
anything else you want. Just don't ask me the same question.
So okay? I don't really know
so
what he was expecting.
That was my response to him. I have never heard from him since. No response whatsoever. He just As if I never responded. Didn't even say, oh, thanks for the response. He just never responded. So the answer is, no, I'm not doing an interview with this guy, because apparently he wasn't interested in anything besides the same exact drama questions that have already been asked, expecting that my answers would change, which they were not going to.
What else would he have asked you, Phil? I mean, you've already kind of basically been asked everything that needs to be asked of you. And we all saw, based on your answers and the way you acted while you were answering, that you were lying.
I already said my piece of the truth about the situation, and
Truth,
that's
okay,
that.
sure.
So, there you go.
And then he thinks he's like, no, like,
That's
he
simple,
thinks he doesn't
right?
have any tells.
So,
you know how,
they're not
like,
gonna get what they want out
if
of
you're
it.
playing poker, everyone has tells.
You know,
And when you're lying, everyone has
DMs
tells.
on Twitter. So he
And he has, like, a whole bunch of tells that you can
obviously.
obviously tell that he's lying.
I got the drip go. 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 I got the drip
It's
go.
like a faucet that's dripping. You can't make it stop.
So what do you want me to do? Have a mute button that every second I'm tapping the mute button just in case I'm gonna have to clear. Like, this is what I mean. These dumb kids. This is what it is. It's dumb kids.
The hate army
It's the hate army, bro.
Hate Army.
Shout
that
out
guy.
to
Hate Army.
hate.
Good vibes to
Shout
the
out to
army.
hate.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out
Shout
for
out to
hate.
hate.
Shout out to
Oh, I just watched this, didn't I? All right, let's switch.
The hate army
It's the hate army, bro.
Hate Army.
Shout
that
out
guy.
to
Hate Army.
hate.
Good vibes to the
Shout out to
army.
hate.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out for
Shout out
hate.
to hate.
Shout out for
Shout
hate.
out for hate.
Oh, excuse me. Well, okay, let's just do this. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Phil's day off. What did I do yesterday? Not too much crazy stuff. It was another day where I kind of, it was a stay-home day because my wife wanted to play Assassin's Creed Mirage because it released yesterday. Just so you know, Kat is a big fan of Assassin's Creed. She always has been. It's one of her favorite game franchises.
I thought
She
her
actually-
favorite game franchise was Skyrim. Now you're and then it was Starfield. Now it's Assassin's Creed Mirage, huh? Anything to keep her away from you,
Really
though, I
disappointed
guess.
that not one, not two, but three of the last Assassin's Creed games went to the Witcher formula and didn't really have real assassinations or stealth or anything like that, which is what she loves. So she's happy.
Oh,
This
I
is
kind of
being
like that
directed
intro, actually.
Classics. So she wanted to stay home to play a lot of it yesterday. But incidentally, it was the day off. I had to do a lot of errands. and
Wait, are
stuff.
we
So I
talking?
did.
Are we talking about Hate Army's intro, or are we talking about Snort Hogan's intro?
And I went to the dump. And I went to pet store, grocery shopping. I had one or two other quick errands to pull, while I was out, and stuff like that. So while I was out doing all that stuff, she basically was playing Assassin's Creed. For dinner, we ordered from a Mediterranean place. We had never ordered from this one before. And they had shawarma platters. Now, again, not having ordered from this place before, we
get
didn't know
it.
what to expect.
I just
So
kinda
she
like
got the
that
lamb and
intro.
beef shawarma, and I got the chicken shawarma. I said, why not? We'll share, and we'll each try all the different proteins that they offer. This thing showed up, all right? This, like, those foldable cardboard containers you put food in.
And I'm going to be doing a separate video about Healthy Side Phil, or whatever, where I'm going to be talking about how he claims to be super healthy and how he changed his diet and all that shit. So, like, just keep that in mind when he's talking about how he fucking goes out to eat. Not goes out to eat, because he can't be bothered to leave the fucking house. No, he DoorDashes every fucking day. So just keep that in mind, too.
This thing was filled to the brim with food. It weighed, I'm not kidding you, probably about 2 pounds. All right? You open it up. It's
But
got
he's
an
healthy,
insane
guys. He eats healthy.
amount of the shawarma protein. All right? On top of an insanely huge bed of seasoned Mediterranean rice. And then it's got a big corner that's Greek-style salad. Diced
It does
tomatoes,
sound pretty good,
onions, lettuce, the feta cheese, seasoning, and that special dressing. And
I
then it's
love
got
Greek
hummus in the
food,
corner
dude.
with a bunch of seasoning on it. And then you get the pitas, right? The pita bread that you then dip in the hummus.
Pita pockets.
So, my God, it was insane amounts. There was no way we could finish it. We each ate for like... We
Oh,
ate for
I'm
like
sure
15
Kat
minutes straight,
finished hers.
and we were so full, it looked like we hadn't eaten. Like, that's how much food was in the package. We're like, this is insanity, how much they put in here.
Oh,
It was absolutely delicious. So,
insane,
we're happy
dude.
because we kind of found a Mediterranean place we never ordered from before, and this one happened to be really, really good. So we're going to probably eat from there, in the future for sure, because it was such a good find.
And it was only $40
But
per
outside of that,
person.
I mean, not much else to really say. My wife played a little bit more Assassin's Creed, and I was doing stuff around the house. We played with Jasper for a while. We cleaned the house up a little bit.
Oh yeah, I was doing things around the house. I cleaned up a little bit. I played with Jasper. She wants nothing to do with him, I swear. And I used to think... Hold on 1 second, sorry. Sorry about that. Jeez. I had a root beer to drink before I started streaming, and now it's just coming back up. But I mute my mic when I do that. I try to anyway, unless it catches me off guard. But in my head, I used to think that like Kat was like in the living room playing a game, and then she's like, "Oh, Phil, go away. I don't want to talk to you. I'm playing the game or whatever." Right? But she probably is in her own office, quote unquote office that used to be Leanna's office and now it's Kat's office. She's probably playing games over there. Unless he said at one point or another that she is playing games in the living room itself. I don't know.
It was a more laid back week. Next week will be way more hectic because next week, I gotta go buy my Halloween costume for the Halloween marathon coming up at the end of the month. So now's a good time to remind everyone.
Oh Lord, his Halloween costume is going to be so fucking bad too.
Or if you're a member, on the members tab of this channel, members can nominate horror games as well, or any games. Remember, the most nominated games will become a poll next week where people will start voting to determine what games I'll play on the Halloween marathon.
Hectic day buying a Halloween costume.
Do that. All right, the more nominations, the better. That was really my day off. There's nothing else crazy that happened or anything like that. So really no reason to go nuts about talking about segments that aren't that big of a deal. You know, it's just nothing of note really happened.
So why did you bring it up if nothing happened?
Let's see. I'm just trying to think. Is there anything else I want to cover before we get to the new segment?
Yeah, like you never hear her in the background. You never he barely brings her up nowadays too.
Probably not.
It's I'm not team divorce. So I already showed all y'all that Team Health won. But
The hate army.
It's the hate army,
bro.
Hate army.
Shout out to hate.
Good vibes to
Shout
that.
out
but I don't
to
think
hate.
they're
Shout out
in a
to
happy
hate.
relationship.
Shout out to
She's
hate.
probably locking herself in her room or in her office as much as possible. Because I would not want to be fucking anywhere near that asshole.
So I think at this point, what I'd just like to say is thank
I
you all
wouldn't
for
be
being
in that
here and thanks for
predicament in the
supporting
first
my
place.
content. As you know, I'm very different
Fuck
from other
that.
content creators. You're not going to find
Phil would be the one
placements, you're not
missing
gonna
if
find
that's the
promotions
case.
or referral codes on my streams. I do my best to minimize advertisement on my stream. I only usually
Infamous YouTube streamer Phil Burnell has gone missing suddenly. He hasn't streamed in over 1 week and his fans are getting restless.
one ad break for a live stream. Because of that,
There's a funny smell coming from
and you've allowed me to be who I want to be
from his
and myself as a
garbage.
content creator and content curator for 15 years, and I appreciate that. If you like the content today, please support it in some way. Notably, my goals for the week. Number one, I want to boost my member numbers again. As you can see, we lost over 50 members in the last few days. They've expired.
He's
It
a
would be great if you wanted to
curator,
support the channel or the
guys.
community here. If you could become a member or give some memberships to the community, that would help a ton. And trust me, people would be very happy to have those memberships right now with all the new games coming out.
Yeah,
to be able
because
to
the
do
only
emotes,
reason Kat's
have
still there
unlimited
is because
chat,
she has
on the
shelter,
live streams rather than
basically.
have to
She
buy
has
slow mode to
a
be
free
priority.
shelter over her head and stuff like that. So
Nominate games for the
once
Halloween
that
event.
goes
All of
away,
these
she has
things I
no
know
real
people would
reason to
absolutely
stick it
love.
around there.
So please consider becoming a member or, again, gifting some memberships today. Other thing, I'm trying to hit the tier 1 tips goal every stream this week.
And he got so fucking lucky with that fucking bankruptcy, because if it was like any sort of justice going on in the world and if it was not COVID going on, he would have they would have seized all his assets. He would have lost his fucking house for
If you
sure.
could help me out with that, especially with the
But he
cost
got
of
so
games coming
lucky
up,
because
that's going to be
COVID
very
was going
high.
on and
So I
they
have to buy,
just
like,
didn't
5,
give
6
a
games
shit.
coming up throughout the next few weeks. It would be great if you help me out with some
When
tips
just
there.
a
That would be
little bit of
amazing,
digging
okay?
is all you had to do to see that he was
Okay.
fucking lying.
That's that. That's all I got. I'm not going to plug any further. It's already getting pretty hot in here just for the podcast.
Are you fucking
So
serious?
plan on me having to use this thing a bunch today.
Oh my
And,
god, what a
like I
fucking
said,
pussy.
Might have to get some cold compresses and things later for my neck and everything as I play with no air conditioning. Okay.
I know, right? Like he doesn't understand how fucked he would be if he actually got the refinance. Like, he was so lucky to buy the house when he did. His mortgage rate is probably so fucking low. And if he, never mind the fact that the condition of his house is so bad that he probably wouldn't get a fucking refinance anyway, because his house is falling apart. But even if he did somehow manage to get the refinance, his mortgage would increase like crazy, and he would be so fucked. It's like, guys, I know, like, my mortgage increased twice as much as it was before. Ain't that some bullshit? So I'm gonna have to have at least $200 every stream. That's my goal. And you don't want me to go homeless, guys, right? So you gotta have to give me money so I don't go homeless. He's so fucked if he actually refinances, though.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, it's still high, but it would probably be way worse if he did refinance.
Jinx is here today.
My little baby. We found you. We found you.
Way to go, Frank. Gave us a little scare, huh?
What the fuck?
First of
I
all,
hated that
just
movie.
re-upped their membership for 4 months at the Ultra Supporter level. Says, glad my membership kept up. Hello to all the new faces in chat. Thank you, Hypnotic Jinx. For those who don't remember, Hypnotic Jinx earlier this year was incredibly supportive, frequently gifting memberships, tipping, and supporting the stream. We haven't seen Hypnotic Jinx in a while, so I welcome you back, Hypnotic Jinx. And I hope that you've been doing well, whatever you've been up to.
I hope you
now,
come back to give me
Hypnotic
more
Jinx has
money.
gifted 20 memberships to the channel. 20. That is huge. Congratulations to the following people. Show me the money. On each getting a gifted membership. And that will jump our membership numbers up to 626, which is absolutely excellent, obviously. My goal.
But you see, it's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what his membership goal is, because all of it, the majority of his memberships are all gifted. So they're going to go off in a month anyway, and they're going to drip back down. And he's going to have to rely on another PayPeg to gift him even more
50.
memberships. It's
And
not
we lost so many. I was already like, man, I didn't think it was
accurate
gonna
view
be
count of his
feasible.
actual
But with those gifted
paying
memberships
members.
right there, that's a great jump back in the right direction. Okay?
And then he just moves the
So thank you
goalposts. Yeah.
to Hypnotic Jinx. Very, very much.
Thanks,
for those gifted
OIC.
memberships. Okay, Jade, good to have you here. Sorry, again, you're feeling sleepy because of allergies. I hope you feel better.
Stop rocking.
Okay. So thank you, Jinx. All right, I think that is it on the YouTube side of things.
This guy is so fucking pathetic. Imagine being 41 years old, looking like you're 60 years old. Just like everyone's fucking grandpa on YouTube.
I missed it. Sorry, Radical Jaws. I know
And
you're probably not
begging
here, but
every
sorry that I missed it. Thank you for
fucking
super chat last
day
time.
to like
Okay.
19,
All right,
20-year-olds
so now we're going to swing
to
over
give you
to
money.
the tip side of things.
Their hard-earned money. Because you're too
ladies and
lazy to do
gentlemen,
anything.
I have an announcement to make. I received
Yeah, like I know a lot of trolls that actually ended up getting
$100 tip
gifted
from
memberships.
Jinx. Ladies and gentlemen, do you understand what that means? Are you ready for this? That means we get to see the new $100 animation. For the first time this month, it's the
Yay.
first time you guys will see this animation. It's the first $100
I'm
I
sure
received in
it's shitty,
October,
Phil.
and it's all going to happen right now. Are you ready?
I'm
Are
sure
you
it's
ready?
shitty.
I hope you're ready, because here it comes.
Oh god, that stupid ass
Oh
one.
my god.
The little
Brownie
child
points if
found
you know
face
what
swap.
scene this is from.
How
Thank you very much to
how would anyone not know what that fucking scene is from? Are you serious? Who the fuck doesn't know what that
Jinx?
scene is from?
for a $100 tip. Someone just said, is that Batman? Is that Batman? Yeah, it's Batman, all right. Oh, my God.
They're pulling
there you
your
go.
leg, Phil.
First time we got to see it. It is amazing. And since it's so good, I'm playing it a second time. Because I love that animation. And I'm afraid we're probably not going to see it again the whole month. So let's see it a second time. Thank you, Jinx.
Already
Very,
tipping
very
for or
generous.
begging for more money.
$100 tip here today on the stream.
Totally worth
For those who don't
$100
know, yes,
fucking
that is from
dollars.
the horror classic Beetlejuice, starring the great Michael Keaton. It is the ending scene where he's dead and he's in the waiting
Hey,
room.
Exile, how
he
you
starts
doing?
making fun of a head shrinker, like voodoo doctor sitting next to him. So the voodoo doctor rubs his head with some dust, and all of a sudden his head gets shrunken just like that. Of course, it's not my face in the movie; it's Michael Keaton's, but still.
Oh my god.
And if you don't know, yes, they are making Beetlejuice 2. Don't ask me why they waited this long, but they are making Beetlejuice 2. I wonder if it'll actually have the original cast members, which would be amazing if they bring back Gina Davis and, what's his name? Michael Ball.
Yeah, so I don't know, every single piece of production footage or leaked set footage that I've seen of Beetlejuice 2 looks so fake to me. So I'm calling it now. That's not a real movie. There's not actually making a Beetlejuice 2. Until it actually comes out in theaters, I'm still X'd out on that. That seems like such a fake
Baldwin or
fucking
whatever.
thing.
Was it Michael Baldwin? It was one of the Baldwins. Which Baldwin was in it? It was when he was very young. I can't remember which Baldwin was in it. Which Baldwin?
Well, they obviously don't look the same as they did before.
It was Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin, thank you. When he was very young. So it does have some of them. It has Winona Ryder and Michael Keaton. Oh, it doesn't have... Oh, come on. They got to bring back Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin for, like, cameos. That'd be amazing. Anyway. All right, so thank you so much, James.
Well, you can just pick any clip of DSP and he's going to be making a fool of himself.
It's so hot in here. I cannot be wearing a hat that's going to make my head hot. I can't. So we have to limit the hats.
Wait, you mean you actually work for your money? You don't beg people online? What is going on here?
Which hat is AC Mirage best?
Oh my god.
The Los Santos cap, the red fedora, the fake hair hat. I'm trying to think, what are the lightest hats that I have, right?
Oh, this is actually sped up a little bit. It doesn't sound like it, does it?
Probably the straw, well, I would say either the straw hat or the beret would be fine. So I'll say straw hat. There you go.
Wear the beret, Phil.
Any of those hats should be fine. All right. All right, so let me know. Let's vote. Get to voting, everybody. Now, in addition to that, I received a $15 tip from Darren. He says, regarding Street Fighter 6, I think it's a good idea to remain versus only PS5 players for now and turn the crossplay off. Oh, Jinx. I didn't read you're absolutely right, Jinx. I totally didn't read your message. I'm so sorry.
Get
Jinx,
fucked.
no, I'm really sorry. I'm totally sorry, dude. I completely skipped your message.
I was so excited about getting a giant tip.
And the Beetlejuice animation, I didn't read it. Are you ready? I'm going to read this. So he says, well, first of all, to address Darren, I think you're right.
Incoming message from the giant. Great.
And let's
Wait,
see how
how
it
would
goes.
that go?
I'm not saying I exclusively want to only play PS5 forever. Because like I said, I would like to play notable players. But I don't want to play them with a giant disadvantage. So let's see how it goes. But I think at least next stream we'll go PS5 exclusive and we'll go from there.
Shit.
All right, so Jinx,
Now
thank
I
you so much
can't
for the $100
remember.
tip. Boy, I'm a goof. I didn't even read his message. You ready? So he says the following. Jinx here, sorry for the long hiatus. I was going through some family stuff. I did decide to take a step back from the internet for a while. Hope I didn't miss much. Well, you missed a lot of playthroughs and a really awesome summer. The summer was quite fun this year with Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, his animations are so bad, though.
Too. We are. She is. It's good to see all familiar faces and to some new ones. Keep up the good fight. Thank you so much, Jinx. And again, total apologies. My fault. I almost missed his freaking message because I got so excited about the Beetlejuice animation. So, thank you, Jinx. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you missed a lot. You missed the summer of Street Fighter 6, me getting better at fighting games again for the first time in like 15 years.
Yeah,
playing well
sure he did.
Which is wild to think. Tons of RPGs, right? You missed
didn't
Zelda,
miss jack shit.
Kingdom, you missed Final Fantasy 16, you missed Diablo 4, you missed an awesome retro.
You missed him rage critting half the games he played.
So good.
You missed a ton of begging.
What else? Man, there was a lot of good stuff that happened this summer. So definitely check out the stuff you missed.
Helps me more than anything.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Snort, snort, snort,
Code drip,
snort, snort.
I got the drip going. Yesterday, I made a change to my streams. So, for those of you who were here yesterday live, you may have noticed a distinct increase in my streaming quality. If you watch my stream
no, I
at the
didn't
higher
actually.
quality
It looks the same as
1080p,
before. What?
1080p, or there's actually a new setting, 1440p. Okay?
Phil, stop pretending your shitty ass fucking camera looks any different than it ever did. Jesus.
So if you're watching on any of those, you should be able to see that the fact that the video is much clearer, and the frame rate is smoother, and it will not pixelize during action sequences like it used to. All right? So if you're saying...
Maybe you should improve your capture card and your webcam and actually improve it and get a bigger one than just...
Allow me to explain, okay? So earlier this year...
Oh my god. I increased the bit rate even more, guys, so it's gonna look way better.
Bit the dust. Needed a new one. Someone that was able to find a capture device that was compatible.
Yeah, he's fucking so deluded. It's fucking insane.
Ever since.
He is living in his own goddamn world.
Do 1080p video.
Full stop.
Per second. But this capture device is more modern than the other one that I had, and it took significantly less load to capture from this device. So at that time, I said, how about we try some different things, okay? I increased the streaming quality, I increased the video quality, all kinds of
No,
stuff.
you didn't. No, you didn't.
Now, what I noticed was that it was maxing my CPU when I did this. Like, my CPU use was at like 90-something%. That's awful. You don't want your computer always running at 90-something.
Your computer sucks ass. That's why, Phil. He literally thinks everyone's PCs are as shitty as his. That's why earlier he was saying, oh, you need 2 PCs just to stream and play Street Fighter 6 at the same time. He literally thinks people need 2 PCs. I'm like, no, your PC's just so fucking out of date. You have Windows 8, dumbass. What do you think? You never update anything. You never shut the damn PC off. What do you think is going to happen?
And I was like, well, this is not good. This is going to lead to problems. So I wonder what we're going to do. And so
Is it going to lead to problems, dude? I don't know.
Experimenting a bit. And someone had sent me some information. And
so I increased the bitrate to 30,000.
Called splitting the processing load for my streams. And
my bitrate's 5,200.
What does that mean? Well, unlike
and
other
it's
content
fine
creators on the internet, I do not just do one process of capturing and broadcasting. A lot of content creators, what they do is they just capture from their console or their PC. They run it through capture software like I do. I use OBS. A lot of people use OBS. And there's one feed that goes out to the internet, whether it goes to Twitch, whether it goes to YouTube, wherever it's going, okay? Kick, wherever they're streaming. Then after the fact, once that stream is done, all they do is they take the one archived video of that stream and they just go, bloop, it's archived. There you go. Watch it on demand if you want.
Actually, it does that automatically. I don't have to do anything. Once I end this stream, it'll automatically be available on YouTube, and it'll process up to HD or whatever, and it'll be good to go. That's how you should do shit, Phil. You don't have to cut your fucking streams up because you're eliminating any sort of interactivity you might get on the stream. Because, oh, it doesn't matter how many people like your fucking stream or do this or that or chat in your stream because you're deleting it anyway. It's fucking stupid.
All right? They don't split it up. They don't edit it. They don't title it. They do nothing to curate that content. They just let it sit there as a raw stream. I know because my wife and I have watched streamers like this. They're very prominent and they get tons of views. I guess people just don't mind the fact that they just put down
he doesn't update his computer at all. He never shuts it off.
On top of what a lot of
because he said before that if he shuts it off, he might not turn back on. I'm like, at this point, I would not be upset if he did buy a new PC. Because he fucking needs it. He needs a goddamn new PC. But he refuses to. Hell, that mini PC that he got to play one fucking game is probably better than his current desktop right now. Probably would do a better job at streaming than his current fucking PC.
To make it so that my content is more easily digestible and watchable for multiple kinds of audiences. I appreciate everyone who's
now you're
here every
fine,
day for the
Distic.
live stream, but at the same time, I understand that I got my start on YouTube as an on-demand gamer, someone who put out playthroughs offline before I even live streamed, and I still have thousands of people who tune into my channel on a daily basis to watch that style of content. They can't catch the live streams; they just want to watch it out.
Quantity over quality, Phil. So what? You have a whole lot of fucking trash on your YouTube channel. That's not something to really be proud of.
So, unlike those other content creators that just dump their archive.
Yes, because they're all doing it wrong. I'm the one doing it right.
What I do is during the course of me broadcasting a live stream, I separate my content into individual videos and record them locally to my hard drive. It's not just a stream that you're seeing live on the internet. It's actually a twofold piece of content. Now, why do I do that? Well, there's two main reasons.
Because you're a fucking moron. Like, it's not that hard. I have a button that says start streaming, and I can also hit this button under here that says start recording. So it will record what I'm streaming. Or if he just wanted to do it the normal way, he could, like, to save CPU, he could just stream it, unlist the stream, download the stream, and cut it up that way, and that would save on CPU usage at least. But he doesn't have to. DSP loves making more work for himself than he even needs to do. Like, he'll do actual more work than what's needed, and he won't even have to do it. It's all useless, if that makes sense. You don't have to cut it up. If there's a small segment that you really like, you can clip that and put that as a clip or a short, but he won't do that.
Why
He
I do
wants
that.
someone else
Reason
to
number
do
one,
that for him.
Because if you're recording locally and something happens to go wrong with your internet or your
Well,
stream,
he'll clip
you
up
still have
the
your video.
separate the podcast for the first
If I were
gameplay
only
and
doing
all this
a live
bullshit.
stream on YouTube, and then all of a sudden my internet cuts out, guess what would happen?
And then he always has to interrupt. Wait, what? Hold on, sorry. He always has to interrupt. He's like, okay, hold on, I gotta split the part here, guys. Like, that's taking people out of the experience of the actual stream itself.
You would not have that archived video anymore. You would be losing a giant chunk. What if I'm playing a game and the internet goes out in the middle of a boss fight, and I finish the boss and I look back and like, oh crap, the last 20 minutes didn't broadcast. Well, now no one will ever see that 20 minutes ever because it was not.
What? How? So if he's streaming a game and he's playing a boss fight, are you telling me he's constantly looking over at his stream chat to like constantly look for trolls, to constantly see if anyone's talking to him or about him, because they always need to be talking about him, guys? Are you telling me he would go 20 minutes without ever looking at his stream? At his stream chat? Are you fucking telling me that? No, he would never do that. He always has to swerve his head over and look to see what's going on. He would notice if the internet stopped working immediately. He would notice that. He would stop, he would pause, and wait for the internet to come back on. He would not keep going. Full stop. But yeah, you're right. Like, if he didn't split the videos, he wouldn't be able to beg hard because he thinks he's fooling people by fucking splitting it up. And then he wants to go after raw DSP and shit like that because they actually show the begging. But people clip the begging segments anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Not recorded anywhere. And that has happened several times, usually a year. My internet might ever accidentally cut out or lose connection to YouTube or whatever it may be. And you would lose that. You would lose gameplay. You would lose.
You're a fucking idiot, Phil. You know that, right?
That's number one. Now, number two. One of the major reasons why I've always done the stream here while also recording is because over the years
he's constantly curating his video, dude.
Criteria for the level that you can actually broadcast. Twitch, particularly, when I used to stream on there, they have like the worst. It was like 6,000 kilobits per second. You can't do 1080p video at 6,000 kilobits per second. It's literally not possible.
Yes, you can.
It's going to look like
what?
Crap, okay? So what I would do is I would broadcast at whatever the maximum they would allow me to.
Phil, you are a fucking idiot. Maybe he's right. Maybe he is wrong. Let's go to my channel here. Because I broadcast at 5,200, right? So that should mean that any of these videos here should only be, what, 720p? Not 1080p, because if it's 1080p, then... Oh wow, look at that. It's 1080 fucking p available. So he's wrong. I actually like the song. But yeah, it's available at 1080p, and I stream at 5,200 kilobytes per second. So right there, he's fucking wrong. You can do HD. You can do fucking HD and less than that. So he's just pulling shit out of his fucking ass.
But then I would record locally at a better quality. So that way, if you're happen to be an on-demand viewer, right, you could see a better quality than if you were there live. And maybe you were watching live, you're like, wow,
that might be right.
This looks. You could watch it on demand later, and you'd get a better experience out of it.
Okay? Wrong. So, this is full of lie.
Now, one other reason as well.
And his content is so blurry. Even if it technically says it's 1080p, his like webcam, his this is only available at. I mean, I'm not. Actually, let me fucking do another sidetrack derail. Let's go to his actual fucking shit. Hold on. What quality is his actual stuff showing up? Oh, look at that. Look at that fucking screen thumbnail. Look how bad he looks. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's the same. It's not It's not like it's available at 1440p or anything. It's still 1080p, the same as fucking mine. And he's streaming at a significantly increased bit rate, kilobytes per second bit rate that he doesn't need to be streaming at. So, like, it's not improving and going higher than 1080p.
The actual main stages. The mini games are more prominent than what you're doing in the main stages of the game.
Look at this.
Honestly.
This is
And
1080p. Does this look like
the game
1080p
is
to you
way too
guys?
short.
1080p.
Like they said we're gonna beat it today.
This
It's
doesn't
like,
look that good a quality,
what
Phil.
happened here?
It's because your camera
2023,
sucks.
And this company that made the game didn't realize that people would want more out of a
What is he
full
bitching about?
$60 release. I'm really bad.
Oh, he's pissed off about Sonic because it wasn't long, dude. So you cry about Tears of the Kingdom taking too long. You cry about Final Fantasy 16 taking too long. And now you're crying that Sonic is too short. So which one is it, Phil? Is it our games too short or are they too long? But no, he's talking right out his fucking ass right here. Like, all of these, like his and mine, are both 1080p, and he's streaming at a significantly increased bit rate that's not improving the quality of his streams at all.
That I split up my videos is because it allows you to focus
At all!
specifically on the content that you want to watch without having filler and without having confusion. Now, what is that?
Well, I don't want to
For
watch
example,
your
today, what
content,
am I
that's
doing
for damn
today,
sure.
Right? I am
But
streaming
here I am.
a podcast, right? Then I'm doing a react show.
Aren't Sonic games, like, generally usually pretty fucking short anyway? Like, I think most Sonic games are not very long.
Tonight I'm doing Call of Duty. What if that was all one stream, right? Imagine if I did it all back to back. Now you have one video that's 10 things. Plus, you'd have the pre-stream music, any commercial breaks that I take would be recorded. It's a mess. In order to navigate it, even with timestamps, that's too much of a mess. Why do you need one video with a podcast, ad breaks, and gameplay? You don't want that. You want that content separated. So
Why are you telling your audience what they want, though, Phil? Hey, Dwight, how you doing? But, like, let your audience tell you what they actually want and what they don't want. Don't tell them. Like, I get it a little bit myself because I'm a little OCD where it's like, oh, well, I'm doing a stream, but this segment of this stream would make a good standalone clip or something, and I'll clip that, right? Or whatever, but don't tell your audience what the fuck they want.
Right? So that's why another
I mean, if
reason
you
why
want to do it, go ahead and do it yourself. It's your channel. You have the right to do it yourself. But don't tell your audience what they want to
videos
see.
in individual parts,
Like,
and I record them separately from the live stream. Okay? Now don't worry, there's a reason I'm telling you all of this, okay?
oh, please. There better be.
So, yes, I am
How
very
long
different
does it take
from
you to
everyone else
chew
out
a
there,
thing
the
of
way that I
water?
capture and I stream and I do everything. I've always done it this way, by the way. While most content creators don't do this, they just do the one, and that's why you might say, well, why are other content creators able to play PC games? That was why, because they're only doing one capture feed, and then they just dump it on the internet. While me, I was always doing multiple, so my computer is doing double the work of most other people.
Oh, is that so? Okay, another. All right, guys. All right. I'm streaming right now, and I'm currently streaming, and again, it's around 22% CPU usage. I'm gonna start recording right now. Start recording, guys. See, it's clicked. It's right there. It started recording. Oh, it's going up. It went up to 40% CPU usage. Oh my god. We're at 40% CPU usage, people. My PC's about to blow up. Actually, it's going down now. Now it's 37%. Recording and streaming at the same time. 40%. 37%. 38%. It's hovering around there, guys. It's not that hard. And again, this is not a state-of-the-art, up-to-date PC. My PC is a little out of date. So, most modern PCs right now can handle streaming and recording at the same time. Most people can do that. Well, I don't leave my PC running all the time on. Plus, I usually clean it out so it's not super dusty all the time. Because we all know, we can all imagine how fucking dusty his PC has to be, you know? Like, imagine like how dirty and nasty his fucking office is. Oh right, no, I forgot. My what I'm recording isn't meaningful like what Phil's content is. I forgot about that, guys. If my content was more meaningful, it would take up more CPU usage and my PC would melt. I forgot about that. No, I understood what you meant. You're fine. But yeah, it's like only 40%. Most modern fucking PCs can handle this, Phil. Like, but you take a look at how fucking nasty his like recording studio is and all that, and it's just fucking gross. So like his PC has to be fucking dingy and nasty. I don't know. I don't know how
games,
he
so
hasn't
playing any
fucking
kind of
started
video
a
game on the
fire
same
in
PC
there.
that you're capturing twice at the same time. All right.
Which I just proved is not that big a deal. It's not that hard to do that, Phil. Honestly, we're gonna have like a Christmas vacation incident happen here sometime soon. Unfortunately for Jasper. Where it's like the cat's gonna be chewing on one of those many wires that are in there laying on the floor and bzzz, bye-bye Jasper. That's probably what's gonna happen eventually.
So the point,
Phil's not going to be paying attention. Jasper will be in there, and all of a sudden,
I could split the processing load of these two processes. I could make it so that my GPU actually encoded one.
I'm sorry, that's mean. I know, Jasper! He gets a spray bottle out, he just starts spraying the cat, trying to get the water on him so his fire goes. I'm sorry. Oh, that's horrible.
One of those streams, and my CPU.
Rest in peace, Jasper.
So as of now, I basically have my GPU doing the streaming. So it takes all the video out of OBS here and it puts it out on YouTube. My CPU is recording the local videos, right, to my hard drive. So because I split that, instead it used to be all on the CPU. Because I was able to.
Mine's all on the CPU and it was handling it fine, Phil. It was only at 40% usage, Phil. Like I said, he loves to cause more work than he needs to. Like, just upgrade your fucking PC. You can do it one part at a time. You don't have to spend all your money all at once to get a super fancy PC. That's what I did. I slowly got one part here, and finally built my PC up. And again, mine's not top of the line. I built this, like 2 or 3 years ago with the help of my boyfriend. Because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. So it's not, like I only have a 1660 in here. It's not the best graphics card or CPU.
Split that. Now, I was able to dramatically increase the quality at which I record and stream. I used to do around 8,000 kilobits per second.
Well, if you increase the quality, it's not coming through in your videos, Phil. It's still only 1080p. And mine's doing 1080p at a very less amount of kilobytes per second bitrate than you.
Now I'm doing 13,000 kilobits per second.
That doesn't mean any 13,000. Jesus Christ. That does not make a difference, though, Phil. It really does. Like, what is he seeing that we're not seeing?
Okay?
Holy
that
shit.
That is well above what you should need for 1080p video, okay? But I want to make sure my videos look as good as they can. I want my streams to look as good as they can.
That's not how that works, though, Phil.
The problem with
your videos your videos at 1080p look like 720p. Your videos at 720p look like 480p. They don't look any better. They look worse than the actual
processing. So when you're streaming and when you're uploading, YouTube takes that raw quality video that you've created.
He really has no idea how any of this works. He really doesn't. All you need is about like 4,000 to 5,000 kilobytes per second. Like, I think YouTube recommended I have like 5,000 kilobytes per second, so I put mine at like 52 or 5,300 just to be safe. And it varies, obviously. The bitrate varies, but that's about all you need.
On any typical day when I upload a video to YouTube, it'll have a 1080p 60 frame per second quality, a 720p 60 frame per second quality, a 480p 30 frames per second quality, and then sometimes even has 2 lower versions than that.
I did not see any 60 frames per second option on your video there, Phil. I only saw 1080p 30 frames.
If you're watching
I did not see a 60 frames per second.
I don't know how on earth you put up with it. Can you imagine how bad that must look, right? So,
well, not having to see your face is always a blessing, so
kills the quality of a lot of stuff that you upload or stream. Particularly,
Not if you have a
the on-demand videos that I've
modern
uploaded look
PC,
good.
Phil.
Like I've noticed over the last several years that I've returned to YouTube and been doing this higher quality of on-demand video.
That's just it. Like, I don't understand how you can make as much money as this motherfucker makes. Granted, he makes the money that he makes by begging all the fucking time, right? But I don't see how you could make the kind of money he makes and not want to improve anything of his. Like, it would drive me absolutely batshit if I had to deal with a Windows 8 old as fuck PC. That would drive me bonkers because I actually do shit on my PC. I wouldn't be able to edit anything video wise. Hell, Photoshop probably wouldn't even work all that good. Like, I'm on my PC, to be honest, when I'm not working a lot of the time. And I do a lot of different things. And most of the programs probably won't even work because you need Windows 10 for them to work. The things that he should be upgrading that no one would fault Phil for upgrading his PC, his desktop. No one would fault Phil for buying a new phone. Because his phone is like, what, an iPhone 7? An iPhone 6? Like, these are both things that no one would actually be upset about if he actually improved it. If he actually I bought my webcam, what, like a year or two ago? It's not the best webcam. It's like a cheap Logitech one. And it looks way better than Phil's webcam does. And it was like, what, $40 maybe? He can afford this shit. He can afford a $40 webcam. He could afford... Well, I paid... I think I built my PC like, what, 4 years ago? No, it was less than that. 3 years ago. And I paid $1,200, $1,300 for it? It's not that much, but it does everything I need it to do. So it wouldn't be like amazing top of the line game. You wouldn't be able to play the newest fucking games on it amazingly well with ultra graphics and stuff, but it still would be a hell of a lot better than what he has. You know what I mean? It's like no one would fault him for actually upgrading shit that he needs to upgrade. He refuses to upgrade the most basic shit that normal people would upgrade normally just to improve not just their streams, but their life. Like, how do you go on with a shitty old... Like, I'm surprised his iPhone 7 even plays WWE Champions at this point. That's how old it is. If he ever does upgrade his PC, his desktop, he'll be like, dude, this is, like, amazing. It's like, I can't believe I lived with my old PC for so long. Look how much better things look. I can well, you probably still wouldn't use that Steam Deck someone gave him, but...
They look great. They
the
really
Stream
do.
Deck,
But
I mean.
people have told me that the live streams tend to chop up, that the live streams tend to become really pixelized, especially during a game that has a lot of action. So a first-person shooter or a game recently...
That's your capture card. That has nothing to do with your fucking bitrate.
I'm playing now Assassin's Creed Mirage, where you're in an open world and you're running
That's
around
your
in a field
capture
full of detail
card.
and you're doing parkour across rooftops
Oh my
at a high
God.
speed. All that ends up becoming very pixelized.
Your
And
capture
essentially what that
card.
is that YouTube is on the fly attempting to encode what I'm sending it via my live stream feed, and it's doing a poor job. Okay? So,
This guy
the
knows
reason I'm telling you this whole
nothing
story is because
about YouTube.
I was playing Assassin's Creed Mirage at launch day a couple days ago. And although the on-demand
But he won't, like... That's the thing. It's like, okay, well, if you don't... Like, someone gifted you a Stream Deck, you're not using it, fucking sell it. Or give it away to one of your fans or something like that, then. I'm sure plenty of your fans are wannabe... just want to follow in your footsteps and be a wannabe fucking YouTube gamer guy, just like their daddy Phil. So why don't he do like a raffle and give it away then? No, he's gonna store it in his closet. Well, he's literally never gonna use it.
videos looked great. They were 60 frames per second. They were smooth. They looked good. People were telling me that the stream did not look good. They were actually quite upset. So the stream quality just...
Oh,
isn't
he'll
up to
be
par.
relying on his own audience to help him set that up, because he would not be able to set that up himself. Be like, guys, I don't understand how this is supposed to turn on. I just took it out of the box and I'm pushing the power button and it's not working. What the fuck?
From what we'd expect, and it's disappointing. And I was like, well, that sucks. I don't want to put out an inferior stream product. I wonder what's going on. So, looking into it, you know, if you were reminded...
Well, then he'll say, like, there's something wrong with it or something.
Looking for this information, are you aware that you're likely broadcasting on the wrong codec on YouTube, YouTube is not properly using the bitrate you're sending them, and because of that, your streams look like crap. And I want you to think about that, everything I just said. You would think that when you set up a stream on YouTube, YouTube would say, hey, you know, you're streaming at this quality. We recommend that you use this version of our streams because this is going to give you a better performance, right? Or you would even think when you're setting up a stream, right on the first screen when you set up the stream, there would be a big segment that said, hey, what quality are you going to be streaming at today? Because here's all these options we have on YouTube with different encoding options so that your streams will look better. None of that happens. None of it, okay? It's bare bones when you set up a stream on YouTube. You just got to figure everything out for yourself.
Because to be honest, YouTube is more about videos than streaming, and Twitch is still the #1 place for streaming. Like, streaming is kind of an afterthought for YouTube.
And the options of different streaming codecs and things literally don't exist. Listen to this. They hide the option to stream.
Oh god, can you imagine if he's using Norton's antivirus? Jesus.
And a better
or AVG, do you remember that shit?
Streaming key menu.
Avast.
You don't know what stream keys are. They're essentially a code that you need, and when you have that code, that's the address that your streaming software knows to send your stream to. Think of it like a physical street address to mail a piece of mail to, or
yeah, my stream key's right
here. Someone on the internet and reach out to them and be able to connect to their computer. That's exactly what it is. It's the address where you're broadcasting your stream. Why are you listing codec and stream quality options only on the same screen where you're generating me the instructions of where to send the stream? They're completely different things. They don't even...
Nani? Nani? Am I not seeing this right? Hold on, guys. Let me do display capture here. Let me close this. Actually, hold on. Hold on 1 second. So I know what page he's talking about. So let me bring this over here. Let me close this. Hey, this is my stream thingy. Here's the stream settings. That's the auto-generated stream key thing he's talking about, right? That's the stream URL. That's the latency. I don't see anything about a codec here, guys. Am I not understanding what he's talking about? Sounds like bullshit to me. But it might be something that I don't know about, right? But look, it just says like enable auto start, enable auto stop, enable DVR. Is that what he's talking about? Is DVR? I don't fucking know. And then no ad delay, no closed caption, unlist live replay, which I'm not doing. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. There's no codec option here. And this is the same screen he is talking about. Because this is a stream where it's like, you got the stream key. I just schedule my live stream through the studio, and then I'll just go to manage broadcast and select existing broadcast, and it automatically sets up a stream key. So maybe because I did it that way, it's different, but I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Oops. Yeah, I think it seems like a lie because I just checked the page he's talking about, and again, it's not there. Oh, maybe he's he might be talking about that. I can't actually... If he's talking about OBS, I can't actually check that right now because that's obviously something that... It's obviously something that would have to be before you stream itself. So, I don't know, but it's not on the YouTube part. So, unless it's some option buried in OBS that I just never see or something. Anyway.
It's 2 different steps of the process. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm going to paint a picture. One step of the process is selecting the paint tools and the methods I will generate this quality picture. The other is where do I send the picture when it's done? Well, according to YouTube, they're the same step. Okay, thanks, YouTube. You're really genius. Again, so what I tell you about people at YouTube. They're incredibly smart people. A lot of the people who work at Google and YouTube are Ivy League educated. The problem is they are book smart.
But,
oh
yeah, of course.
And they have absolutely no street smarts whatsoever when it comes to how the things they code are implemented.
I love how he's implying that he himself does have those social scares. Bill, you don't know what the fuck you're even talking about.
So we don't actually know where people would select these options or look for them, so we didn't understand that no one knows these exist and they're hidden behind some kind of a stupid menu.
They're not.
I got the drip going. I got the drip going.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have an aneurysm for this idiot.
I got the drip going. I got the drip going. I got the drip going. I got the drip going.
Can't make it stop. So what do you want me to do? Have a mute button that every second I'm tapping the mute button just in case? I'm pretty much to the point where, yeah, I'm financially destitute. It sucks. So it is what it is. Now, what I noticed was that it was maxing my CPU when I did this. Like, my CPU use was at like 90-something%. That's awful. You don't want your computer always running at 90-something%. And I was like, well, this is not good. This is going to lead to problems. So I wonder what we're going to do. And so over the course of the first few months of this year, I was experimenting a bit. And someone had sent me some information and suggested that I do something called splitting the processing load for my streams and my on-demand videos. You might be confused. You're like, what does that mean? Well,
yeah, because, like, good question, Distic. I don't know, because I never messed with any of those settings. I just kind of am flubbing my way through it and learning OBS, right? And I have a lot lower bit rate than he does, and I would like to think the quality, quote unquote, the visual aspect quality of my streams looks okay. It's HD, technically, yes. I already showed you it's reaching 1080p. It looks better quality than his somehow.
unlike other content creators on the internet,
Fuck me.
I do not just do one process of capturing and broadcasting. A lot of content creators would.
Speaking of which, actually, let me check something else. Really quick, I'm getting so derailed here. I don't think it was a live because I had to re-upload it as a video. Like, I have only 2 gameplay videos, but let me see what quality it was that I recorded my gameplay video at. Oh, no, I can't, because these were originally... Yeah, these are only 720p, I remember, because I had to, they were originally streams, and I had to download them and re-upload them because there was some issue with the original title of it. I think I accidentally put fuck in the title of it, and then YouTube was like, oh no, mature audience only, and I'm like, all right, I can't do that, so I had to re-upload it. So yeah, my gameplay streams are only 720p. Is the other one 720p too? I think this one might be 10. No, this one's 1080p. Or this one. I can't. Yes, 1080p, 60 frames per second. So I don't know what the fuck Phil's talking about. Yeah, and this was streamed. I streamed this while playing a game on my PC, and it looks just fine. It doesn't extinct tons. Called me the Orphan Maker. This is an interesting game, too. So if you liked Baldur's Gate 3, it plays a lot like it. But I digress. So yeah, this one came out in 720p. Yeah, because this was an actual live stream. This one was. The other one I had to re-upload, and that's why the quality is lower. But again, I digress.
What they do is they just capture from their console or their PC. They run it through capture
Native,
software like I do.
doing?
I use OBS. A lot of people use OBS. No shit, Sherlock. And there's one feed that goes out to the internet, whether it goes to Twitch, whether it goes to YouTube, wherever it's going, okay? Kick, wherever they're streaming. Then after the fact, once that stream is done, all they do is they take...
Like, and that's the other thing. He has a ring light. We see it when he polishes his damn glasses, but it's so low, it's not even lighting him. Like, why would you bother with a ring light if it's not even giving you any real good lighting here? So it's like, it's not illuminating his face properly. Obviously, I don't even want to start talking about this crappy background lighting you can barely fucking see. It's so bad.
One archive video of that stream, and they just go, bloop, it's archived. There you go, watch it on demand if you want. Fuck everyone. You were lazy motherfuckers, all right? They don't split it up. They don't edit it. They don't title it. They do nothing to curate that content. They just...
Wait, what? Phil, they edit it. That I chose the title for this stream, Phil. I called it The Guy's Day Off, Demon Hours, Catch Up, or whatever I titled it. When you're scheduling a stream, you pick the name and the title of it. And then after the stream is done, you can go back and edit and add a thumbnail if you want, or change the thumbnail if you want, or use an existing thumbnail you already used. They can do that. You can go back into the stream and edit shit. What are you talking about? Other people like edit their videos, even if it's just one live stream. They can still edit the shit out of
let
it.
it sit there as a raw stream. I know because my wife and I have watched streamers like this. They're very prominent and they get tons of views. It's, I guess,
Maybe because their content is actually good, unlike yours, Phil. Their content's more about people enjoying hanging out with them on the actual live stream. And then whatever is left after that is just enjoyment for people who missed it. What are you
people just
talking
don't mind
about?
the fact that they just put down raw content and don't even title it half the time properly.
Who
You know,
is
I
not
put in a
titling
lot
their
of extra
shit?
effort.
Does anyone not title? Like, am I going to see like just untitled, unlisted gameplay? And you click on it, it's like, oh, it's Assassin's Creed. Okay. Like, what? And look at his shit. He point proven. Exactly. It is point proven. Jesus Christ. Like, he's doing the same shit with his own videos. He's being a massive fucking hypocrite. The most generic fucking thumbnail, and he just puts 3, 4, 5, 6 out of order all the time. So what the fuck are you talking about, Phil? I'm gonna have an aneurysm today.
On top of what a lot of other people do, to make it so that my
Yeah. Exactly. He can't even fucking... Sorry. He can't even put it in a playlist. Have it be playlist A. Assassin's Creed... Wait, what's the new one? Assassin's Creed Mirage. All the Assassin's Creed Mirage is here. Oh, look. Level 1 podcast, and have every single fucking Level 1 podcast be there. That is what I would do, Phil. Why aren't you doing that?
my content is more easily digestible and watchable.
This is why Pig Go exists in the first place, Phil. We need Pig Go because it's impossible to find any of your videos without scrolling through a million fucking shitty-ass videos of yours.
For multiple kinds of audiences. I appreciate everyone who's here every day for the live stream. But at the same time, I understand that I got my start on YouTube as an on-demand gamer. Someone who put out playthroughs offline before I even live streamed. And I still have thousands of people who tune into my channel on a daily basis to watch that style of content. They can't catch the live streams. They just want to watch it after the fact. So, unlike those other content creators that just dump their archive stream and they're done, I put in a ton of extra
Most
work and
people
effort.
don't do that.
What I do
No, you
is
don't.
during the course of me broadcasting a live stream, I separate my content into individual videos and record them locally to my hard drive. It's not just a stream that you're seeing live on the internet.
I don't know who RLM is, but I can't imagine anyone not titling their shit. Like, what the fuck is he talking about? And, like, guaranteed 99.99% of other YouTube streamers and stuff actually do more fucking work than he does. Guaranteed.
It's actually a twofold.
To be fair, I don't do a huge amount of work. Because I'm not trying to be, like, make money on YouTube. I just enjoy, like, expressing my opinion here and shit, right? Like, I enjoy fucking, Red Letter Media. No, they do a lot of work. I love Red Letter Media. I was just watching their review stuff, some review videos, but they're really good. Their intros are good. Their fucking thumbnails are good. They actually put things in playlists. So I don't know what the fuck he is talking about. Like I said, like, the hardest thing I have to do here is really just make thumbnails. And I don't have to do that. It's just kind of fun to do. So I try to make my thumbnails look interesting for the videos. Because, like, I'm starting to live stream more often, so it's kind of hard to make a brand new live thumbnail for every fucking live stream. But for the videos, I try to make a unique thumbnail. But, like, It's not that hard to do this, Phil.
piece of content.
I don't know what the fuck
now,
you're
why
talking
do I do
about.
that? Well, there's two main reasons why I do that.
Oh, it's
Reason
so
number
hard
one
to hit a
is because if you're
second
recording
button that
locally
has start
and something happens to
recording
go
on
wrong
it.
with your internet or your stream, you still have your video. You see?
Most people would.
If I were only doing a live stream on YouTube and then all of a sudden my internet cuts out, guess what would happen? You would not have that archived video anymore. You would be losing a...
All right, I think we just watched this. Let me just skip around a little bit.
Right,
'cause I
everything
think
just
we just
died.
watched that with the last one.
That was unexpected because it's fine outside. I don't know why my power flickered. That was bizarre. But, yeah, I guess I'll stop recording this part. Normally, my parts would be much longer, but I have to stop because all my stuff has to reboot now. And that has happened several times, usually a year. My internet might ever accidentally cut out or lose connection to YouTube or whatever it may be. And you would lose that. You would lose gameplay. You would lose parts of a stream because I'm not recording it locally. That's number one. Now, number two, one of the major reasons why I've always done the stream here while also recording is because over the years, streaming has changed. Different streaming websites have different criteria. This months and months ago. Because ever since I split the processing load for you guys, I thought I'm broadcasting and giving you higher quality stuff. All along, it's not true at all. I'm just giving you low quality streams because I'm streaming at the low end codec.
At least he fucking admits it. Oh, so it's not meaningful content, you mean, Phil?
Broadcasting an incredibly high bitrate product to a pipeline that couldn't handle it. Look at this, 60 frames running through all this grass. How's this looking on the stream? Previously, this probably would have been insanely pixelated. How's this looking for you guys right now? Right now, it looks smooth to me. What do you guys think? This is a true test of the new encoding for the stream. It bottlenecked and just made it look like crap for you guys, okay? So the entire time I'm playing Street Fighter 6, the entire time I'm playing, Final Fantasy 16 or Zelda or any of these games, open world games with good visuals and all this stuff, and you could have been...
Keep in mind, I just checked what he was saying about, and there's no encoding option. So unless it's like buried in OBS or in some other part of YouTube that I'm unaware of, he's talking out his ass.
Much better visuals. Lies of P, the entire
and feel free, like, if I am looking in the wrong spot, definitely let me know, because, like, I mean, it would be interesting to look into that, because I'm just starting streaming myself. I don't really know what I'm doing here. I'm still learning OBS, so...
The streams look like crap, apparently. I didn't know that. I wish I knew. I wish YouTube would have fucking grew a brain cell or two and figured out that people would like to know about these options. YouTube being so fucking stupid, okay? So, what I found out is that there's 3 different options for streams. Option number 1 is very low end, anywhere from like 3,000 kilobits to roughly 8,000 kilobits per second. This is needed for around 720p to kind of a low end 1080p video, all right? That's what 99% of the people broadcasting on YouTube will use.
That's what I'm using, probably, because I'm only using 5,160 kilobytes per second, and guess what? I already showed it looks at least on par with your content, if not more, in terms of, not definition, yeah, definition, because we're both running at 1080p, so, and I think we're both at 60 frames per second, so... Again, even the first codec, it doesn't make any difference because your content still looks like shit.
But for someone like me, who does this full time, and I want to give you better quality, I should be using something better than that. I'm broadcasting at 13,000 kilobits.
That doesn't make a difference, Phil. It's not looking any better. If you actually cared about your viewers and how your content looks, you would get a better capture card. You would probably get a better fucking... webcam. You would probably upgrade your PC, but you don't do any of this shit. So it's pretty clear you don't really care that much about how your content looks.
Per second. That's almost double what the capacity of that stream codec is allowed to.
And it makes not a single fucking difference. How sad is that? You're streaming at 13,000, and it looks just the same as me streaming at 5,000.
You understand? So this is the middle of the road codec. This one is essentially meant for streams around 8,000 to 9,000 kilobits per second, all the way up to like roughly like 18,000 or something like that, okay? Generally, it's meant for 1440p video, but again, I want to give you the best quality 1080p 60 frames per second video you can get, so that's the codec that I'm now using as of yesterday morning. So, here on YouTube, you can go up to 4K. Would I ever do 4K? Because people have actually asked me this. They said, would you ever do 4K?
You can't do 4K, Phil. You don't have the technology at... Oh my god. You don't have the technology to do 4K shit. So it would technically claim it's 4K, but it's going to look like 1080p, Phil. You don't have the capture card required to project 4K. You don't have the webcam required to project at actual 4K. It would look like shit. It still does look like shit. You literally cannot do 4K with the what the hell do you call it? The technology you currently have for capturing games, you cannot do 4K.
You know, I'm not against it.
And people would have to have 4K monitors or be watching on a 4K TV in order to actually notice the difference.
Quite frankly,
anyway.
I feel like my internet would likely support it. If not, I could get internet that would support it. Like right now, I'm at an internet package that's not the absolute top of the line, but it's like a step down.
Spend more money,
If I would pay a
Phil.
little more,
Spend
yeah,
more
I know,
money.
more money. I'd have to get increased internet so I could stream in 4K. I would not be against it.
Give me money. Give me all your money.
I guess the question is a couple factors. Number one, how many people realistically would actually watch me play games at 4K?
No one.
How many people have the kind of internet to even support?
It's like watching like a dumpster fire in 4K. It's like, oh, look at this garbage fucking content right here. But at least it's 4K. Oh, the quality is so good for being fucking garbage. Steaming pile of dog do fucking streaming at 4K. Jesus Christ.
I find it hard to believe that there would be many people who'd be watching me play video games.
So I've said it before, Distic, but like, if he actually knew what he was doing and wasn't such an idiot and didn't blow all his money, he would be like living at large right now because of all the money that he made over the years on YouTube, especially being like one of the first people on YouTube at like around that time. Like he would have like Keemstar levels of money and be like set for life, but he fucked up.
Games at 4K resolution. I'm sorry, I don't believe.
And now he's going to be streaming on YouTube until he dies.
That's a lot
basically.
of bandwidth being used. And today, a lot of people don't even have unlimited internet plans yet. They're all being nickel and dimed by their ISPs. Now imagine you watch a stream at 4K. Oh, I just exceeded my internet plan within 20 minutes. Oops, right? So, that's number one. Number two, to stream at 4K, that means a full-on over.
Yeah, because like I pay like about $80, $90 for my internet, and like my computer monitor is not 4K, but if I watched it on my TV is 4K, so I could watch something on 4K if I wanted. If I was watching it through my TV, I could watch on 4K.
Overhaul of all my equipment.
It's just my computer. My computer monitors are kind of older, so that's something else I'm going to have to upgrade eventually too.
Whole new PC. Much higher end than the one I'm using right now.
Get it one
I
with a
wouldn't be able to
higher
use my current
refresh
capture
rate
device.
too.
That doesn't work. It only does 1080p.
Oh, but that's
I'd have
cheating.
to buy a whole new, probably internal
apparently.
capture card, running wires across my room here to get that going.
You have enough wires in your fucking room as it is,
now,
Phil.
the thing is, eventually, I do need to overhaul my setup. It has
That's
to
what
happen,
I'm saying.
all
Like,
right? It's going
1080p is perfectly fine for the garbage content he put us out. He does not need 4K
to happen. In the long term, that it is going to happen, okay?
Give me the money.
Okay? So, as of now, with this new improvement, changing the codec, I feel like these streams might have hit the sweet spot of what I'm looking to do. Good quality visuals, right? The ability to still interact with all of you. The stream being equivalent.
Oh my god. You're gonna make me do this. Let me see something here. Despa. Gazpacho soup.
All right.
Okay, and now we're gonna go. What is an old DSP? Speaking of Red Lantern Meteor, they're right there. DSP Gaming. What's an old DSP Gaming gameplay playthrough that I could do? That's too new. Mafia 3 sound good? Mafia 3 game playthrough. Let's go. So this is Starfield. We're going to pick a random spot in Starfield. And this is 1080p, 60 frames per second, supposedly. And we're just going to take a couple minutes to look at this. And then we're going to switch over to an older playthrough. Wait, Diablo 4 you said? But ain't that kind of recent? Well, he was saying he recently did this, so yeah. Diablo 4 will do like one of his first videos for Diablo 4. What, like 3.
Alrighty.
And then we'll go to this. So this is his, like, one of the most recent videos he did. So this is supposed to be, well, actually we should do the old one first, right? So let's do the old one first. This is Diablo 4 Part 3. Before he made the change. Oh, Diablo 3 you meant. Did he do Diablo 3? Was that before Direct Capture? No, this was camera at the screen one. We're not going that far back. We don't want to go. I mean, obviously there's a difference there.
Everyone. Welcome back to my Diablo 4 playthrough.
All right, so this is 1080p. And then we're going to speed it up a little bit. And
okay, rare chest power, maximum life, damage reduction from distant enemies, and cold resistance. It's very similar to what I have.
What is it up with his fucking hair this day? Jesus.
I need the lightning damage buff, so I'm keeping that on.
You're fine.
Wow, that was amazing. Altar of Lilith, sweet. Or, what did it say? Willpower.
God, his play, he made this game look so fucking boring, too. This game. Because the game itself is fun, but he made this game fucking boring.
He's gone, isn't he? I think he's dead. Oops. There was a guy with me at one point. Oops. When we get out of PC gaming and start console gaming, honestly, because more people wanted to see games on console. I'm being honest. Like when I was a big YouTuber, a lot of the games were console exclusives at the time. It was much easier to just buy the game on console, pop it in and play it, than have to have a PC that's you could run on and stuff. It just, as a content creator, it just made more sense. It felt like it was. It
just looks like a normal DSP game through. It doesn't look all that great.
I did play some stuff back.
And he's just cheesing it by throwing fucking lightning at everything. All right, so let's go to the new one and see if this looks any different. I mean, obviously it's a different game, so it's gonna be a little bit hard to compare when they're two different types of games.
Okay.
These are both 1080p. There's nothing higher than 1080p on any of his videos.
And I guess we're gonna land, right? Indeed, the ancient ruins. Okay. Something about a scorpion sting.
I mean, I'm playing Starfield on my Xbox Series S, not the fancy Series X, Series S, and it looks on par with this. And he's playing it supposedly on Series X.
Scorpion.
And he does it like, so I finally got this starship myself, because you get this starship for free in the game, and I customized it a bit more, and like you can do a lot of things with a ship custom creator, and you can change the colors and make it look all nice and fancy. He does none of that. He just kept the bare bones what it is, because he's lame like that.
Those are not scorpions. Those are nice.
But this still looks like 1080p at best. I'm not seeing this looking any better.
Hurting. Tongue face.
Alright, yeah.
What a name.
Go run around, Phil. Get out of the actual.
Tongue face.
It's looking blurry to me.
Glad to hear that.
I don't know if it's just me, but it's still looking pretty blurry.
This is more interesting than a lot of the other things we've done in the game, is it not? It actually feels like we're like doing something interesting and getting somewhere with a plot. I would say the Terramorph plot was pretty good. I think the Freestar Collective plot was kind of boring, honestly. So I would say right now...
Yeah, Distic, you think it looks better, this one? Should I try a different one? You think, maybe not D4, but try a different one? Or do you think it actually is looking better?
The UC plotline, the
maybe I
Vanguard
picked the wrong
plotline,
games to compare them. I don't know.
Are my two favorites in the whole game.
I'm not really seeing much of a difference myself.
So far, 40 hours in. There's some ruins. They're out there. In the water. Now,
jump in the water, Phil. Yeah, jump in the water.
I guess we're going to get down to the water first. This looks like a lake in like a Zelda game. Does it not? It totally does. It looks like a Zelda lake.
What? Jump. You got a booster pack.
Can you stand these graphics? Look at the amazing detail of that next-gen water. Right? Look at that. What is that noise?
Such a
Shit.
great graphics, Phil.
Someone is landing here? Who's that?
Probably enemies.
Someone else?
Probably
is
people you're
happening
gonna have to shoot, huh?
at the same time as us.
All right, I digress. I don't know if it looks any different to you. I'm not the best, like, I can't usually tell the difference between, like, 60 frames per second and 30 frames per second, all that great. So, like, let me know in the comments if that looks any better than this.
Console. So.
But again, these are
This
just
is
two
the guy's
different
last
games, so I don't know if
notification
these
right over
games are good to compare
No
one
longer
against the other.
praise.
Actually, if we go to, like, his first Starfield playthrough, that would be before he changed it, right? So why don't we try comparing the same ones? Go to, like, the very first Starfield. Like, look at this mess. There's no playlist. I have to, like, bury and dig through to find his Starfield shit. He's already up to, like, 40 something for Starfield. Jesus Christ. Here we go. We'll go to Starfield 2.
Alright, so where are we going? Hope you guys are enjoying the playthrough so far. If you are, please remember, liking the video, leaving comments is a huge way to help out the channel. Maybe a super thanks or a tip. And everyone watching live on the stream, thanks for chilling with me here on release day of Starfield. Young Fart Knocker Jones stepping out onto the pad for the first time. What do we discover out here?
It might be. His like...
Fart Knocker is officially his
I mean, this
first-
isn't being played on PC. It's being played on an Xbox. So maybe he, like, set it to, like, better graphics over better frame rate, or
I was
vice
telling the audience
versa.
during between the videos here. That is his actual, you know, parental God-given name. Jones, he changed his last name to Witness Protection, but he kept the Fart Knocker portion. What's going on, Grim Gripper? What's going on here? Can I run up to the... What happens if I run up? Oh, yeah! Cool your jets right on my head. Look at that.
Yeah,
What
you'd be
happened if I ran
dead.
into the jets? Would I have died?
Yeah, if that was real life. You would have got a
Yes.
dose of radiation.
Barrett. This is the guy who was in all the logs.
Alright, enough of that. But yeah, I can't really tell much of a difference myself. If there is any kind of difference, it's very negligible. And you can't really tell much of a fucking difference. So, I don't know what he's bragging about here when it doesn't look any different to me.
To the on-demand videos now. That's pretty awesome. And I'm happy that we got there. I just apologize that it took me some 6 to 8 months this year to figure this out, because YouTube, again, book
Just
smart,
this year?
not
I
street
thought-
smart. Add in all the abilities to do it. Don't put it in any logical place where it's in front of your face when you're setting up a stream.
You're the streamer. You're the one doing this for a living. It should be on you to know this shit or to learn it.
It doesn't make any sense at all, right? Imagine you go to a sandwich shop and omelets is
Oh
making my
my
mouth water.
God.
Yeah, I know. Whenever I talk about food on the stream, people get
Is
people
bullshit
get all
fucking analogies that make no sense.
And typically I do too. Sometimes I'm playing and people mention pizza, and then I miss my pizza from back east, you know, in the United States. The pizza I used to eat on the East Coast, I crave it, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm so hungry. And you go to the sandwich shop, and in one room, you order your sandwich completely how you want it to be made. But by the way, there's a secret room next door where they have extra condiments to put on the sandwich, but they don't tell you about that room. Now, if you go in that room, you have the ultimate sandwich, because you got banana peppers, you've got all chipotle sauce, all the things that you want for your sandwich, but they're hidden in the side room over there. You don't even know. Only a few people know about that room. Did they tell you when you walk in? No. Do you ask? Why would you ask about it? How would you know it exists? It's a secret room they've hidden on the side. But for those who are in the know, they can go next door and get the best sandwich possible, right? I mean,
Yeah,
why
it's a
even make the room?
secret
If you're gonna
YouTube
hide
club,
it,
apparently.
right? But again, it's just ridiculous. That's how they operate on YouTube.
That's how they get you.
Great ideas. Really intelligent. Let's add these new features that'll improve everyone's experience.
YouTube
Sounds
fucking
good.
sucks.
Could you tell me about them?
They're
Could you put them
terrible.
somewhere where I can find them? Like, why are you
I'm
doing
gonna
this?
bite the hand that feeds me.
Because that pisses me off. Think about all the playthroughs I did this year.
It
That
pisses
absolutely
me
would have
off.
been much better looking, right? I'm curious about like my Street Fighter streams. Will my Street Fighter streams have looked insanely good this year if it weren't for this YouTube thing? Like
They
hiding the
don't
encoding? That pisses
look
me off,
insanely
man.
good. Definitely not. Like, they look okay. They don't look insanely good, Phil. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
It's actually pure green alcohol I keep in here. You guys don't realize it. You think it's a Mountain Dew kickstart? Oh no. Oh my God, excuse me.
I
think
am.
there's a
I'm pretty much to
demon.
the point where, yeah, I'm financially destitute. It sucks. So it is what it is. Supporting the stream. So
Oh,
thanks to those who
Lord,
have,
this-
and let's continue on with the next Ultra member video. That's not allowed. So I'll give you a perfect example. So what this is, supposedly this is a video, we're not watching all 11 minutes of it, is a compilation of me
my
laughing
laugh
and
doesn't
talking about
sound
people
like
saying I
that,
sound
guys.
like a
It
certain
does.
level of
It 100%
laugh.
fucking does.
We'll watch it and see what it is, because I don't really know. This is from years ago. Look at this when I used to run this fan art. Before I even did the podcast, when I would just talk with the fan art running. Remember this? Okay.
When you talked with a fan art running, it's the same as your fucking podcast now. It's the only difference is we can see your fucking face. That's literally the only difference, Phil. You still talk about the same stupid shit.
There's a stupid meme that my laugh sounds like ack, ack, ack. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when I laugh, do I say ack, 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 ack? No, I don't. No, I don't. I say, or, you know, or little things like that. It depends on what's going on in the game.
The goat laugh, yeah. Sometimes you do a goat laugh.
Say ack, ack, ack. I've never said it once ever. So it's ha 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 ha. Correct?
No, that's not what it sounded like. I can't even do it. It sounded like ack, 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 Phil. The not say, he's being so literal, but it's like, I don't actually say the words ack, 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 ack. So that's not, but it still sounds like that though, Phil. Obviously, he's being so, like, anal about it, but, like, no, it still sounds like that. It doesn't sound like ha, 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 ha. Sounds like ha 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 ha. Like, it just sounds so bad.
Ha 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 ha. Okay.
Oh my god!
Ha ha ha. So I'll agree. I have a distinctive laugh for sure, and it's kind of funny. It's over the top, but it's definitely not ack. It's ha 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 ha, really loud, right? He's the guy who just doesn't get reality. It almost sounds like when you slow it down, it does sound like the count from Sesame Street.
No,
sure.
it doesn't.
Yeah. Ha 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 ha. Again, it's like the count from Sesame Street. That's what it sounds like to me, right? To me, when you hear ack,
This guy is
ack,
delusional.
Okay, that sounds like did you ever see the movie Mars Attacks? Those literally those aliens like ack 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 ack. Like
that's what he's comparing it to. He literally thinks like, yeah, that's not what my laugh sounds like because I don't actually go and do that. But your laugh still sounds like that though, Phil. It's not like 100% obviously.
Saying. That's how their dialogue. So again, what this is, all right. By the way, again, I'm not disagreeing that I don't have a distinct and funny and weird laugh. What I say is
he's
these people,
so butthurt. He has the thinnest fucking
meme,
skin, man.
Right? And they literally sit there and they repeat the meme over and over to the point where now, through groupthink mentality, that meme is true. They want to live in a world where at any moment the most ludicrous fucking thing said about someone could be absolutely, positively, 100% true. Even if it's not. Like, we're listening right now to evidence that I don't laugh saying ack, ack, ack. It doesn't happen. But right now, I'm not kidding you. There's actual idiots in my stream chat saying, yes, it's ack. It's like, are you deaf?
No, you're clearly being anal retentive and being like super fucking literal. And that's not the point of it being told. Like, no, we're not actually saying you say ack, 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 ack when you're laughing. But when you laugh really like that really fast, it does sound like it. Yes.
Listen to the laughs. This is a laugh compilation that doesn't sound like what you're saying it sounds like. Ha 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 ha.
There was no H in that, Phil. There was no H in that.
K sound. There's no k in there.
It doesn't
There's not
matter.
A single k to
would it be better for say would that be better instead of ack ack?
The meme that you're saying.
Oh my
And I guess it's a moot point because who cares? That's really the big thing. Who cares? Does it really matter how I sound when I laugh? Not really. The funny part is that I have a distinct laugh.
No, it doesn't, but you're still getting butthurt about it, and that's why it's funny. Because you're being super butthurt about it.
Yeah.
They wouldn't keep bringing it up if it didn't bother you, but it's still bothering you, so we still bring it up. That's the point.
So yeah, literally not once. Literally not once has that happened. By the way, it's funny because his original source, Mighty D. No, this is my video. The original source was not Mighty D. It's my fucking video. Look, it's my raw video. Why would you say original source Mighty D? How about original source darksydephil ripped off of his channel? What are you talking
You're such
about?
a butthurt
No, they're
little
not the
bitch.
original fucking
Holy
source,
shit.
you idiot.
Oh, yeah, content ID! Content ID! Content ID alert!
No, the clip.
Fabricated meme from Detractor.
No, they use the clip that Mighty D took that was taken out of context of your shit. Because we're not going to post your whole fucking stream for one little part, dumbass.
Detractors make you say, oh, he sounds like an asshole. Listen to this. It doesn't sound like that at all. Look at this. Yeah. Ha 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 ha.
There's no H in there.
Do we even have to watch the rest of this? I mean, we'll watch a little more, but the video proves the point. The only people who would think that it sounds like that are people who are so brainwashed by this cultish, weird, meme-ish
I'm not
mentality.
brainwashed by anyone, Phil. That's what it sounds like to a lot of fucking people. It's like, oh no, Mighty D and fucking that being said, and those guys and Tevin, they all think it sounds like ack. So I have to agree with them that it sounds like ack because the higher ups say it sounds like that. No, like, we're not fucking sheep, Phil. We're not some fucking hive mind mentality. Like, he loves to make us out like we are.
Try to make fun of something
We
that
all
you
have
just
our
believe
own
in.
opinion.
Even though the evidence is in front of your face.
We can't
that
even
not
agree if your fucking cow of a wife is still there or not. So we're all arguing if she's even there.
Not true. You still believe it because you're stupid. You understand? You
I
have to be
believe it because it
weak-willed
sounds
and
like it,
weak-minded
Phil.
to have a groupthink belief that's not true. You understand that, right? Like, I wonder if these people truly get that. Maybe they don't. I think
He
they just
doesn't
don't
understand what
that.
groupthink
They actually
means?
think that, like, this is true, and because they just keep saying it over and over, that it exists. It's like someone just said, like, the Mandela effect. Like, maybe, right? Yeah, I think so. It's weird how people kind of get almost indoctrinated into the detractor community who have been fans of mine over the years. It's weird because it has nothing to do with me. I didn't do anything. Oh, this is where I fucked everything. Look at this. What the fuck? Look what I did.
And now he's laughing again.
my
doing
God.
the ack. Oh my god.
That's not allowed, so I'll give you a perfect example. So what this is, supposedly this is a video we're not
This
watching.
is the same shit that I just watched. Why do I have two of these on here? How much do we even have left anyway? Oh, we're down to the last one.
The hate army
It's the hate army,
Down to the
bro.
last
Hate
one
army.
for
Shout
today.
out to hate.
Good vibes to the
Shout
hate
out to
army.
hate.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out for hate.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out for hate.
Shout out for hate. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Excuse me.
We're just starting on that?
In Japan,
Oh, okay. Look at those dead eyes. The devil's
I can just
eyes.
imagine what went through your heads when all I said was in Japan. I wonder what the first thought in your head, right? But anyway, in Japan, streamers have decided to ban Guile's stage in Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo from tournament play.
Oh,
You
no.
can no longer play on Guile's stage in Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo in a Japanese tournament. Now you might say, what? It's 2023. 2023. Super Turbo has been out for nearly 30 years. Why in the holy hell would they be banning a stage for tournament play in a game that's been out for 30 years? Is it because they found a huge game-breaking...
The better question is why the hell are they still playing a 30-year-old fucking game in tournaments in the first place? We have newer fighting games now. Why are you guys still playing Street Fighter 2 Turbo? That should be the better question right there.
exploit?
Like, why are you still
Is it
playing this old-ass fucking game when we have newer, better games you guys can be playing?
Because the stage runs at an improper speed, completely skewing competitive play? Are one of the Air Force people in the background flipping the bird and they just discovered that? No, none of the above. What's happened is the following. For some weird reason, when they go to stream their tournaments, when they're streaming Guile's stage, the streams are getting shut down for copyright infringement. Yes, and this just started happening. So they're doing Super Turbo tournaments, and they can't stream the tournament because the streams keep getting shut down whenever Guile stage boots up. And they're like, what? How could this be? This fucking game's been out for 30 years. Hundreds upon hundreds of Super Turbo tournaments have been broadcast. Why is this happening? Apparently, some company that does not own the rights to the song has claimed it across the fucking internet. They claimed it on YouTube. They're claiming it on Twitch. They're illegally claiming Guile's stage theme from Street Fighter 2 as their legal property, and they're shutting down everyone's content.
Sounds like something you did previously, Phil.
Now, I know that sounds stupid. Because it fucking is. I've been arguing with you guys for years about this. Why do these companies, these broadcasting sites, and or file sharing, uploading services, why are they violating copyright law? What I mean by that is that at any moment that one of these sites...
You want me to do it on slow mode? I could do that. Let's go the slowest of modes and go back a tiny bit. This right side or this right side? Our right or his right? No, it's his right.
Why
Oh, that's disgusting.
do these companies, these broadcasting sites,
Gotta shake the jowls out there.
and or file sharing, uploading services, why are they violating
It's crooked mouth. That's all it is.
copyright
It's
law?
like on a crooked angle.
What I mean by that is that at any moment that one of these sites takes down someone's video or takes down a stream and says,
This is just terrifying in my opinion.
copyright claim.
All right, that's enough. I'm getting creeped out just by looking at him in slow motion.
If they did not vet the claim,
And he's
before
too
they
close to
issued
the
the
fucking
takedown
camera.
notice,
Like,
they
hate on me.
actually
Why are you
broke
zooming in this
copyright
much?
law.
I don't like it.
Copyright law does not allow you to enforce the law without vetting.
I don't.
Can't do
I
it.
never want to be this
But
close to
YouTube,
Phil's
Twitch,
face.
all these places do it all day, every day. All right? They are under this weird premise that they are completely protected by any kind of wrongdoing.
the law.
Because there is a law in place that essentially
Yeah.
says that these upload websites, file sharing websites, whatever you want to say they are, they basically are immune from any kind of prosecution or legal ramifications for something uploaded to their site. They're not
Sue 'em,
responsible
Phil, sue
for what's
'em.
on their site. However, they are required to have a
DSP
formal
attorney
process
at law.
by which a content owner or copyright holder can identify and claim their own content and request that it get taken down if used improperly. And this is the problem with YouTube and Twitch and every other site that employs this, okay? They don't want to get sued. They don't really care if the content on their site is used properly or not. They don't give two shits. You want to know what they care about? As long as money is rolling in some way, they could give two fucks what's on their site. But the moment that someone identifies something on their site as improper, whether it's, oh my God, it's a violent video of people hurting each other, or, you know, hate crime kind of stuff, terrorism kind of stuff. Obviously, they don't want that on their site, not only because, you know, it could basically be identified as the reason why.
I mean, I'm
something
not
happened
gonna
that's
sit
awful,
here
but it could be
and pretend
considered
YouTube
promoting-
is perfect. I mean, they love ignoring the whole situation going on with fucking sniper wolf that's currently going on, you know? So, like, obviously YouTube has flaws and are just turning a blind eye towards a lot of things. But, like, is this really that big of a fucking deal, though? Like, is anyone really caring about this issue, though?
So they don't want to be responsible for that. They don't want to get into a big embroiled battle. They have. They've actually been sued over the last couple of years. There was just a case that went to the Supreme Court where apparently a teenager watched terrorism recruitment videos on YouTube and then actually went off and joined a terrorist organization. And the parents sued YouTube and said, if it weren't for you harboring these videos, our teenager would have never been brainwashed and our life wouldn't have been ruined. And it's your fault.
If it weren't for you guys allowing DSP on your platform, my child would not have become a dent and joined the DSP cult army. The DSP cult hate army. The DSP hate army cult. And would have fucking given him a ton of money. They stole my credit card to give to this motherfucker.
And it went all the way up to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court ruled that YouTube's not responsible. Okay? That they don't want to mess with that. They're not changing that precedent. But YouTube is required to have a system in place so that if someone says, hey, wait a minute, that video you put on your channel is mine. You stole my content. You didn't get my permission. You don't have legal right to do it. It's not transformative. I want that down. They have to have that ability on the site. If they didn't have that, then they would be legally responsible for massive cases of copyright infringement. All right? And
Maybe they should have an option to like require proof if you're claiming some content is yours, you should have to provide some sort of proof that is your fucking yours and not just randomly taking it at people's words.
Down, sued for damages and shut down. So as long as they have the system in place, they're legally protected, okay? The problem is the systems in place aren't good. The system in place is rampant for abuse. It allows people to lie and say they own something they don't. And sadly, the YouTube or Twitch or whoever it is doesn't vet the thing. When I was streaming on Twitch, okay, I was streaming the Destroy All Humans remake many summers ago, like 3-4 summers ago, all right? All of a sudden, my stream gets shut down. What? Oh, we received a copyright claim. From who? Oh, the maker of the game. They claim they own the game, and they don't want you streaming their game. What the fuck are you talking about? Prove it. I don't believe it. So, of course, I appeal it, and within a few hours, all the restrictions are lifted, and I can stream again. They literally will shut you down first, and then when you say, no, this is bullshit, obviously it's someone trolling, then they fix it, right? On YouTube, it's even worse, because on YouTube, half the time, if they get
I went far right because of YouTube.
That a false copyright claim is real,
Yeah.
You have to wait 2 weeks for it to clear up. Now, what if you get multiple strikes on your channel that are bogus? You could have your channel suspended or frozen, and you can't stream, and then you can't upload. That's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. But you're getting slammed with false stuff. And so, in this case, a video game that's been out for 30 years, that Capcom has never claimed music from, people are getting shut down streaming the game because some asshole has erroneously loaded the rights to Guile's theme in Street Fighter 2 as their own. It's not their property. They're lying. But YouTube and Twitch and the other sites are dumb as dirt. And they grant the erroneous claim first and then make these, streaming, companies or whoever are streaming the tournament, making them try to clean it up after the fact. That's fucked up, right? I just don't get it. How? Why is someone not taking them to task?
Get your pitchforks, guys.
There's a difference between, okay, you can't be responsible for what's on the site. That I get.
Rabble.
Says they're protected. Anything can be uploaded to the site. YouTube, Twitch, they're not legally responsible for the content. But if the law says that you are required to have a system by which people can claim and take down content that they've identified as their own property, if that system is on a daily basis massively misidentifying content, and there is no proper vetting system.
This doesn't matter to anyone.
Because, for example,
DSP
earlier this year, people were saying that I was taking down videos on YouTube, all right? That is completely false. The only videos that I've taken down off of YouTube are videos that are someone takes this podcast and rips it in its entirety and just re-uploads it to the channel. No transformative work added whatsoever. Nothing to add commentary or criticism. Nothing to make it fair use. If you're just ripping someone's pure raw content and re-upping,
you've stricken a lot more
illegal.
People than just that.
You don't have a legal leg to stand on.
You
have absolutely no rights to do that. All right? But the moment that you edit it a little bit and you change it and you say, here's what I'm criticizing, here's what I think is bad about this or good about this or whatever it is.
I'll hold you to that then, Phil.
This video here was from another channel doing exactly the same thing back in January 2022. I remember this particular day, someone had reached out to me in a very similar manner and said, we found a channel that is doing this, okay? I did the same thing. I did claims on them. And actually, in this case, with this person, after about a month or two, I said, all right, you know what? I think they learned their lesson, and I retracted the takedown. But as you can see, this channel no longer exists either. Okay? So, to me, I get it, all right? That's the only thing I would ever take down, is if someone blatantly just ripped my raw content. That's the only thing I would ever care about. And by the way, I don't care about it. It happens every day. I know it. I don't go after these people, all right? But right now, there's people supposedly impersonating me, putting false claims against people's content in my name. I contacted YouTube about it, and I said, this is happening. And they said, well, no, you have to understand, we only grant claims that are true. And I was like, no, you don't.
Attack dogs
because literally any claim you have on your site right now in my name is false. I haven't done any of these. Take a look at my YouTube channel. I haven't claimed anything. None of this is listed in my copyright claims queue. It's empty. So how can you say I'm doing it? Because here's evidence of people who said it's happened. And I gave them the evidence. And you want to know what YouTube told me? Well, you have nothing to do with it. But it's my name. No, you have nothing to do with it. This is between the person who gets the false claim and us. And if they have issue, they need to contact a lawyer and contact us. That's what they said.
Mm-hmm.
That's YouTube's attitude.
Sure they did.
So we don't want to deal with it. We don't want to clean up our mess that we've created with these broken copyright systems. If you have an issue, get a lawyer and have the lawyer contact us and start a lawsuit. And then maybe we'll look into it and fix it for you. But outside of that, don't even bother telling us about it. We want nothing to do with it. But someone's mass impersonating me. They don't care. They literally told me, we don't care. There's nothing you can do to fix the problem. It's not on you. It would be on us or between us and the person getting the false claim. And the only way they can get help is to get a lawyer. I was told this in writing. I showed you guys. I put all this on the internet earlier this year. Black and white, this is what YouTube support told me. This is their legal explanation they're told to give to people who have issue with their copyright system. So, right now, you literally cannot play Super Turbo and have Guile's theme in your video. It could be misappropriated as someone else's content, and your stream will either get shut down, or the entire rights to your video and stream will be given to someone else who doesn't own the rights to the song, just because YouTube doesn't care. Or Twitch, or both. Right? How messed up is that? Right?
Oh, super messed up, dude.
It's ridiculous. And you can't... What do you... Now, just for the record, I want you... Just so you know, I did look into getting a lawyer this year. I spoke with legal representation.
Sure you did, Phil.
Okay? And I almost went through with it. Almost. You want to know what stopped me? The cost. Because just the legal retainer to get a lawyer is ridiculous. Thousands of dollars just to get a retainer so that they'll do minimum work. And then you want to know what lawyers charge per hour?
Soon, guys,
on average, around $200 to $300 an hour for their work. I want you to think about that. Okay? So what YouTube is saying is, if you feel that we're breaking the copyright law by taking away your right to upload because we're saying the content that you're uploading is someone else's legal, property, and you think that's wrong, get a lawyer and spend a minimum of thousands of dollars for a retainer and then hundreds of dollars an hour to file a lawsuit against us to get us to stop. So essentially what YouTube is saying is, if you want to actually have the legal right to make content, you have to be rich. If this ever went to a court of law with a class action lawsuit, YouTube would lose. Or Twitch or whoever. This is not legally sound. There's no way.
Oh, because it's not true at all.
That would be legally feasible. That we have a system in place that we blatantly admit we don't vet the content properly. And then when people tell us that it's wrong, we ignore it and say, get a lawyer, spend thousands of dollars for us to even look at it. It would never fly. Not only would YouTube lose the case, they'd then be found to pay all the legal fees for everyone who ever had to get a lawyer. All right? But the reason that people don't bother with it is because they don't want to bite the hand that feeds them. If you're a content creator who streams on Twitch or streams on YouTube or uploads to them, and then you get into a legal battle with them, likely they would not want you on their site moving forward, and you wouldn't be able to make a living.
Burnell has now come to session.
Yeah, people don't want to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty crazy.
I guess I don't know what you're saying.
I mean, I know this is a wild news story. It's a 30-year-old video game, and now people have to say we can't play this game because every time that we fucking play Guile's theme, the whole stream gets shut down or whatever. It's preposterous. But for some reason, we just keep allowing this to happen. No one's really
everyone except Phil, apparently.
For it. It's just accept it. Just accept the fact that YouTube will not abide by copyright law.
Because he doesn't have a real business.
Down, and we just have to deal with it. I don't think we should. But at the same time, I mean, I'm not the guy to do it. I'm not the guy to be starting lawsuits and stuff. I have no money, no time. I can't do that shit. But, I mean, hey, if this really is as rampant of a problem, which it seems like it is, I would be suing YouTube. If it was something that affected me on a daily basis.
Would you, Phil? Would you?
My life, yeah. I'd be banding together with other people across the internet to try to get this fixed. I don't know what else to say. I'll say this. If you're someone who's been negatively affected by this, if you're someone who your videos were taken down in my name, I didn't do it. All right? I'm telling you all guys right now, I'm being transparent. I'm not doing it.
I didn't do it,
you
guys.
You should sue YouTube.
But I told someone else to do it for me.
It's the only way to fix the problem. You have to get a lawyer, and you have to contact YouTube.
Okay, sure. They're going to sue YouTube over
this person is not doing it. They've outright said publicly they're not doing it. They contacted you and publicly disclosed the conversations where they said they're not doing it, and you still don't care, so now we're taking you to court. It's the only way anything will ever change.
Because all
once
the
YouTube
trolls
loses a giant court
case,
case, that's a class action lawsuit, then things will improve. But until that happens, things will continue, you know? But I really don't foresee it happening. You'd have to be rich to do it. Who's going to have the money and time to do that, right? And again, I think the best case scenario would be to band together with others who've been very negatively affected by this broken system, right? Team up with the streamers who are trying to stream Super Turbo.
Is there a place we can donate to finance for lawyers?
False copyright. Team up with all these people. Do a class action. Best way to go about it.
Yeah, DSP, do a fucking...
I was shocked. I was outright shocked earlier this year.
Money for it.
That I went to YouTube and said, I'm telling you, I'm the person. I didn't do any of these false claims. And I want this cleared up. And they refused. They said, there is nothing you can do. It's not on you. You know, it's between the person who got the claim and us. And if they have an issue, they have to get a lawyer. That's what they told me. The outright, black and white. I have it documented. I saved the conversation.
So show us then. If you
that's
have
their solution. Wow.
Evidence, show us.
Anyway.
All right, everyone. I'm gonna call it here. My ending screen is all screwed up, so I'm not gonna do that because I need to fix that. Because that's what I was trying to fix before the stream itself. But I'm gonna call it there. Thank you everyone who did show up tonight. For the stream and everything like that. Thank you everyone who's gonna watch this after the fact, if anyone does. And I'll see you guys next time. All right. Have a good one and be safe.